Today, you're gonna watch me blow a lot of things, but mostly leaves, and that's probably what you were thinking anyways. The more leaves we blow off the edge of the screen, the more currency we have. The more currency we have, the more upgrades we have to blow more things. It's all about blowing. And I'm allowed to move as fast as my cursor can move, so that's really an exciting detail. And this is probably gonna sound strange, but this is very, very satisfying. And now that I've blown well over 1,000 things, let's see about those upgrades. So we'll take one red gem. Okay, we've also had one for time played. I'm just gonna hit the claim all button from now on. Give me all the riches so I can upgrade my crap. The first thing I think I want to do is spawn more leaves per tree. The trees are on the outside of the map. Every time I click this, they get an extra leaf per click. So I'm going to spend all my money on this right now because that seems like a good idea. Because look at how much faster those leaves spawn in now. I just sit and wait. When they pile up, I zoom around the map, earn a fortune. My leafy empire begins here. I'm not sure if there is a limit to how many leaves can spawn on the screen, so I'm going to sit here and wait for a few minutes. It appears we pretty much hit the maximum, but I do have one fruit right here that I have to physically walk over to collect. But this also makes it a lot easier to blow the leaves because they behave a lot better when there's more of them. And this alone put me back over 1,000 leaves, so I can't wait to see the rest of the upgrades. But let's buy more leaves from those trees. We got to keep upgrading our trees. We're 12 of 30. But with how fast they spawn, this investment pays for itself very quickly. 30 seconds later, we've already got enough for another upgrade, but they're going to get expensive fast. So while we're at it, we can upgrade our tools, so we're going to buy what I presume is a rake for 50 and then see how that works. I think we just get a little more range and the leaves are a little more orderly. Though we're not really blowing anymore, we're just kind of pushing, and I said this was all about blowing and now I feel bad. So we'll try and get back to our roots. $500 for an upgrade? Let's do it. Large leaf rake. Well, now this guy means business. Look at that range. This definitely works better, and it looks like we're pushing, but I think we're actually doing a hybrid blowing. Now that we let the leaves pile up again, let's see how it goes. Yeah, this is much easier. Look at all the leaves. That's very satisfying. So we can also add some fertilizer, which is going to drop 1% faster per level. So we're going to max out this right now. So we're going to get 11% faster leaf drop, which probably doesn't seem like a lot, but when I'm waiting for the levels to spawn each and every time, that's going to add up to a lot of extra leaves. And I should probably start paying attention because leaf marketing receive +1 leaf per level. So that's going to add up super quick. It is very expensive though. That's already my most expensive upgrade. But now that I'm getting +2 per leaves instead of +1, so we've just doubled our production. And after this bunch, we'll have enough to upgrade that one more time. Officially $3 per leaf. But now we're going to run into the problem where we need more leaves again because I can push these out of the way super quickly. And I need more production, damn it. I'm not rich enough yet. I want 10 billion leaves. But since it's easy enough to save up $5,000 now, let's try whatever this thing is. Presumably a dog without legs. And that sounds very helpful. A leaf blower, a real leaf blower. Now we're getting back to the good stuff. We're gonna blow everything on the map. And it seems to go with a little more oomph than that rake did, so this is gonna be even easier than before. Now I really can basically do a lazy circle the entire time, and as the leaves spawn in, they'll spawn out. And now the money is alarmingly easy, so we need upgrades to catch up. Bet you didn't think you'd be watching someone blowing leaves around all day today, but here you are. And I've officially hit $10,000 for the first time, so that means an upgrade. Actually, it doesn't. I want leaf marketing again for 12,500 because that one will pay for itself in about 5 seconds flat. There's the 12,500, so there's the next upgrade. The next one's 62,500. That one's going to take a little while to get to. But at $4 per leaf, that's going to happen quicker than you might think. Because just like that, we're almost up to $5,000 again. So that means more upgrades for more money. And that's what these simple idle games are all about, making as much money as quick as possible. So we're going to upgrade our trees because we need more leaves per tree. We can get that one twice, and that's actually going to make a pretty big difference. Every one of these little leaves is worth so much at this point. How could I not? So a screen full of leaves right now is probably worth several $1,000s easy enough. We started at about 3.5. We're already over 5. We'll get rid of all these, a few more. Yeah, about $3,000 for a screen full of leaves, and that's only going to get better. Before I buy anything else, I want to try the golden leaves for 10,000 because if they can drop golden leaves, I bet they're valuable. And there it is, golden leaves. Give me those. That's a single upgrade, and now we wait. We did already get one, and I've got one right here in front of me. I guess they're a different currency altogether, and that's okay. I assume they're for something very valuable, like more raw blowing power. Oh, I see. They're their very own currency we can use to upgrade all sorts of things. So we can use these to spawn more leaves per tree. This unlocked a whole new part of the game. And we can unlock a leaf portal and platinum leaves. This is getting more and more intense, and you can scroll. Okay, you can't scroll on the original leaves though. I got worried that I'd missed a bunch of upgrades. Let's give a little bit of fertilizer because it's pretty cheap still, so we can get faster drop rate. We'll get that up to 15% and probably leave that alone for a while. I feel like it was worth it for the first 10-15%, but the upgrades are so expensive now that the 1% difference isn't going to be too great. But now that I'm collecting gold leaves also, we're going to use this to get I don't know what. Maybe more leaves per tree because that's always fun, and then higher chance to get gold leaves too because they're spawning so quick now, and look at all that money. It's very satisfying to watch all that money on the edge of the screen. And I've quickly accumulated another 25-30 gold leaves, so I'm going to upgrade both of these one more time. More leaves per tree, and then higher chance to get gold leaves as soon as I get just a few more. Because by the time I'm done that, I've got 10,000 regular leaves to spend on upgrades. So I'm going to do the auto leaf blower because I'm not really sure what that does. We're maybe going to buy that all the way to max in just a moment. I'm not really sure what it does. Oh, they go around like a Roomba. Automatic leaf blowers. That's kind of fun. A little bit less satisfying, but still fun. They need a battery charge every once in a while, but I mean, I could just sit here now and collect the upgrades and spend them while those idiots do all the work for me. And we do in fact have all 3 of them. Next, we're going to start on nuclear fuel. More blowing power. We're all about that blowing power, and the upgrades are so cheap. So that just sends the leaves further when I do blow them. And that's pretty good because I need to make it off the edge of the screen, obviously. Off the screen and straight to hell, just so I can make as much money as humanly possible.
I would be doing the same even if it was people. If it was children, even better.
More nuclear fuel. They're getting expensive, but we want to get that up to probably about level 10. That way I can make this as easy as possible for me. I want to make as much money, but I want to be as lazy as I can doing it. Didn't I buy 3 slave blowers? Why am I missing one? I want my money back. Wait, one stuck in the corner like a typical Roomba. Well, we'll find his way out of there eventually. Now, golden leaves are clearly going to be the way of the future, and the upgrades definitely get more expensive as I go down the list. So for now, it's just going to be the upgrades that add more leaves per tree and more gold leaves per tree. Because now they're spawning almost as much as regular leaves. Not quite there, but I'm still getting more than enough for some very fun upgrades. And my next blower upgrade is for 500 golden leaves, which is like a bigger dog without legs, and I want one of those. Pretty soon I'm going to have so much blowing power that I'm not going to need the Roombas at all. Not that they're really doing a whole lot, but they are kind of helping. They're doing their best. But I'm so hot for those leaves, they barely have a chance to do anything. I'm actually going to sit still for a minute and watch them go. Yeah, they just need a few more leaves on the ground, then they start to shine. But they still can't keep up with the amount of leaves falling on the ground, and that's only going to get worse. So they're a fun upgrade, but like any child, I regret it. What was it we wanted? More leaves per tree a few times over? Sure. I'm not even sure I understand this because I'm just blowing the leaves off the screen. There's going to be a massive wall of leaves all the way around me. Unless I'm building a fortress. A leafy fortress does sound like something I would do. Okay, so for the time being, when it comes to leaves, I'm simply going to upgrade the trees for more leaves. I can get another 12 levels out of that, but it's going to get expensive. It will, however, absolutely pay for itself. I'm also going to get more leaves per tree and more gold leaves per tree twice over. That's gonna add a lot of leaves to the ground. Now we'll be making money stupidly fast. Like at this point, I'm not even sure if I can keep up with the leaves that show up, which is a good problem to have because I can just run in circles making a fortune, and it's only gonna get better. There's 500 gold leaves, so that means super blower. There's one for 5,000. So we know the advanced leaf blower, which looks like a cannon, and does more or less the same thing, just with a little more range on it, which especially makes those little morons even more obsolete because I can just do a few quick passes around the level and it's basically cleared. Now, just for you guys, I've blown enough things today that I've saved up over $62,500 for an upgrade, so that means I get extra leaves per leaf. And the next one's only at 312,000 leaves. Imagine how quickly we're gonna get there, because I've already hit 10,000 leaves and that took no time at all. No time at all, relatively speaking, because I frankly have too much time on my hands, which is why I can spend 18 hours blowing leaves for a video. And naturally, we're gonna get golden marketing for 500 gold leaves, because now we get 2 gold leaves per leaf. And then after clearing his screen a single time, we're up to over 150 gold leaves again. Magically, I've managed to save up another 50,000 leaves, which is great because look at the price of these upgrades. 15,000 just for one of these. We're gonna get 2 of those for extra leaves per tree, and then we're gonna upgrade the fertilizer a bit. So more leaves than ever before. Look at them grow. But that should also mean that more than ever before can stack up on screen, because each tree is giving us a few extra leaves. Then when the screen does get full, it's very little effort to blow it clean again, and look how much money we're gonna get. That's worth almost 5,000 by itself. But also, we're gonna need a lot more than that, so I'm gonna leave this for a few hours and let my Roombas go to town. By the time I'm back, I'll be pretty rich. Okay, I've realized that before I'm gonna let this sit for a little while, there's a few more upgrades I need to do first. Because actually scrolling down and looking, we can unlock golden apples for only 50 golden leaves. That's gonna make us a lot more money. Also, we can get more Roombas. They're just of the golden variety. They're gonna get expensive quickly, but I've also made a few upgrades to spawn leaves quicker, but now I've got 4 little idiots running around. Well, hopefully have 5 or 6 before I let it sit. But on top of that, I'm probably also going to give them a leaf combo. That way they're hopefully comboing and making me more money as I'm not here. So let's try that right now. Oh, the combo maxes out at 50, but it's giving us ×2. That makes us so much more money. We need to increase that combo. It costs 1,000, but that's worth it because it's going to increase by 50%. And maybe the combo duration because it's mostly going to be the Roombas doing it for the time being. So one little upgrade for an extra 50%. And then a couple into combo duration because why not? Yeah, when I'm actively blowing, we're getting a ×3 multiplier, which is insane. I'm finding it way too hard to just let myself sit and let the Roombas go. I'm gonna have to, but I did want to keep making upgrades first. But I think we're at about that point where I can do it. Some hours later, we're up to $870,000 and 35,000 gold leaves. So these little morons haven't been doing half bad. But I think we're overdue for some upgrades. The first thing we're gonna do is get the mysterious leaf blower for 5,000 gold leaves. Nuclear leaf blower, which isn't the top tier, but I assume we're getting close because you need to take care not to blow your house away. It does seem pretty big, and it does seem to move a lot of leaves. Basically, I can just hang around the center now, and it's going to knock them all the way off the map. But also, it's time for some more upgrades. We have almost $1 million to spend, so let's do a few nuclear fuels just because we can. Then we might as well do leaf marketing, that way we're really getting our money's worth out of those leaves. And a few fertilizers for faster leaf spawning, and then I'm going to spend the rest on trees. Because now, look at the large masses of leaves that show up very frequently. That's going to be worth so much money. Next, I'm also going to increase the combo multiplier a little bit because we get so much value out of that. Then of course, a higher chance to spawn gold leaves because that's a very cheap upgrade. So we're going to get that all the way up to level whatever we're at, 17. And then a few little upgrades into trees. Now we'll be making money at an incredible rate. Yep, look at it go. We're back up to 1,500 and 123,000 regular leaves already because of that multiplier ×4. Even the golden leaves, when I have my combo going, they're worth 12 each. So it's been probably less than a minute and I've got 5,000 gold leaves and 160,000 regulars. So while I'm at it, we're going to upgrade the multiplier for the golden leaves. Because now we're getting 24 per golden leaf. Sorry, 16 per golden leaf. Now that we're making money at an alarming rate, let's unlock platinum leaves. I really want to see what these ones are all about. They're definitely pretty rare to spawn so far. I haven't even seen one yet. So while we're waiting, let's put a whole bunch of nuclear fuel into my leaf blower to see what kind of a difference that makes. Yep, the leaves eject off the map pretty much instantly. And I still haven't seen a single platinum leaf. So maybe I should try restarting the game. I might have broken it. Aside from the platinum leaf mystery, I've also managed to increase my combo for a small amount of money. Now we can get, 42 leaves per leaf, and we can quickly adjust that number upwards. Well, we can at least get one more level out of that. For now, it's 40,000 for the next upgrade, but I think that's going to be worth it. While we're at it, we'll give it some nuclear fuel, but now look at the absurd numbers we're going to get for golden leaves. Plus 50 or something per leaf. Okay, plus 32 per leaf, but we're back up to 12,000 already, so this is going to be super easy from here on out. And I'm finding to that point where I can just kind of casually float around the map, stress-free, but make a ton of money and still have more than enough leaves to keep my combo up. But that kind of makes me wonder just how high we even can get our combo. And it says trees can drop platinum leaves in certain areas, which you have to unlock first. Maybe we need the leaf portal, but that doesn't sound like fun because you have to restart your leaf blowing adventure. Anyways, let's increase our combo multiplier by 1 and our base leaf value by 1. That should bump things up pretty nicely. I don't know what we're getting per leaf now. It looks like 45. Or in simple terms, stupidly fast. While we're speeding through money, let's also increase our max combo, which looks like it's giving us an even 50 leaves per gold leaf. And I've officially got over 1 million regular leaves for the first time ever. So I guess we'll try unlocking a leaf portal at this point to kind of see what that does. Apparently that is just a prestige thing, and I'm not going to do that. I do want this other area though where I can find the platinum leaves. Maybe I need to fully unlock one whole area before it's going to give us a new area. Well, I'm going to take leaf marketing for that level. Wow, that's going to get expensive fast, and maybe we can't even max that out. So while I'm still waiting and pondering on that, we're going to upgrade golden marketing one more time. Now our leaves are worth more than ever before, and we're already making them basically faster than we can even spend them. 60 per leaf. Next on our list of blazing fast upgrades, combo multiplier again. So now we're getting a modest $77 per leaf. I actually can't believe I've saved up another million regular leaves already. We're doing it at such an incredible rate now that I hardly know what to do with myself. Other than keep on spending for now, I guess, because what else have I got to do? But I'm starting to wonder if I need to prestige in order to find the platinum leaves and whatever the leaves are after that. Because I think I should have seen at least one by now, given that I've once again got 400,000 regular leaves and 50,000 gold leaves. So let's maybe give that a try and hope for the best. There goes all of our upgrades. I remember when we were here so many hours ago, but we definitely have some new currencies and things to play with. Oh, so we get things now like keep your tools after prestige, which is expensive. Receive rewards for the next 30 minutes. Increase your reliefs by 750%. We maybe still have a lot of work to do in this one. And because I'm annoyed about losing all my progress, I just spent a whole bunch of money on a premium pack, which is going to give us a whole bunch of stuff to give us a little boost forward. Now our leaves are worth 750 extra percent. We're going to keep our tools after we prestige. Our offline profits are up 750%. And I'm also going to time travel for 72 hours for some reason. We're going to go ahead and use that. And we got 4.13 million regular leaves, which means we could probably buy a few little upgrades like gold leaves and pretty much everything here. I like how I have so much money now I have to click a whole bunch before I even start to see things moving over there. Leaf marketing is obviously going to be one of the big ones because that's really where my money comes from. But for the last 2 million, I'm going to switch between these two. And just like that, we're kind of back in action. We're already getting 60 per leaf. Then it's just a few quick dollars to get the gold leaves to start appearing. And given that we now have a 750% increased profit, we're going to rack those up pretty quick. So basically for the next little bit, I'm simply going to work on getting gold leaves. I'll let you know when we're at a pretty fun spot. Because even after that little bit, we're getting 120 leaves per leaf. Okay, so I just re-unlocked my nuclear leaf blower, which is going to help me out, but look how much we're getting per leaf. I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 425 if I'm seeing that correctly. So that puts our numbers up very, very quickly. So we can buy more upgrades very quickly and keep making an absurd amount of money. Then if we add another combo multiplier plus max combo, that's going to put us all the way up to, I can't even see what, 700? Almost 700 per leaf. So look how quickly my money goes up. Getting tens of thousands every time the leaves fill the screen. Which means it's probably time to buy the platinum leaves for only 10,000 because that's kind of the whole reason I'm here, hopefully. So I'm not seeing any yet, so I might have done this wrong. Yeah, I kind of really thought that if I started again, I would be able to find platinum leaves, so I don't know where to get them. But at least I'm keeping myself satisfied making tons and tons of money just off leaves. We're almost up to 600,000 again. Let's look at that number going up and up and up. So we obviously need more upgrades. What are we getting per gold leaf now? Still a little bit hard to see for some reason, but I think it's in a neighborhood of 950. So that feels good, though I do kind of miss my platinum leaves pretty badly. Oh, but these coins I got for prestiging, I can actually use those to buy things. Like travel to faraway areas and discover new leaf types. But also I can buy 100% more leaf rewards for only a few little coins. So we're gonna buy maybe that many each, and then look at our ridiculous numbers. We're getting 3,000 per leaf now. 3,000 leaves per leaf. Actually closer to 4,000 now that I bought 2 more upgrades. Anyways, how do we travel to find our new leaves? Oh, I get it now. We can go to our home garden, the neighbor's garden, which has the platinum leaves. Here we go. We finally got 1 or 2 in there. Collecting platinum leaves at long... What is this? Is that a frog? What do we do with that? Now that we're here though, what just happened? If we use our 24-hour reward, what is that going to get us? 11,000 of those, 294,000 of those. That's going to give us a little platinum boost. So we can definitely start getting the platinum leaves appearing more often. Upgrades at this point are costing in the millions. 2.2 million for this upgrade and 3.28 for this upgrade. But they're all worth it because they pay for themselves in almost an instant because we're getting 5,000 per leaf now. And now that we're so obscenely rich that I don't know what to do with myself, we're going to take a little break because I don't really know where to go from here. I mean, 130 million leaves sounds cool and all, but what do you do with it? And I can't stop blowing leaves. I told myself I was done, then I thought, what's one more upgrade? Now we have 750,000 platinum leaves and I don't know what to do with myself anymore. My life has become leaf blowing. One thing that platinum leaves can be used for is more of these little Roombas, and we can upgrade them a lot finally, so now they can be of more use. Actually, let's take this one all the way to the top. Yeah, look at them go now. Except when their battery dies. Once it does start moving though, they actually do a pretty decent job of cleaning things up for once, and that makes me a ton of money. And you can max your combo all the way up to level 100. You would be getting so many leaves, that number would be astronomical at that point. That's a fun goal to work up towards. Okay, but seriously though, mining 500 million leaves probably enough for a single day. Turns out you guys really like blowing. So that means today we're gonna ramp it up to 11. I've always wondered at what point a leaf blowing game would break. So currently for every leaf that I blow off the edge of the map, we're getting in the neighborhood of 8,000 for the regular ones, 5,000 for even the platinum leaves. Which is all well and good, but we still don't have any of the rainbow leaves. Or whatever upgrade it is that's beyond nuclear leaf blower, but we probably need to investigate. Airplane turbine. Well, it's definitely a lot bigger, and it definitely blows a lot harder. And whenever the description for something is worth it, just buy it, no questions asked. The next upgrade is only 5,000. I have about 32 million currently, so we could probably afford it. Leaf powered leaf blower, which looks like just a lot of fun. I mean, between my Roombas and my leaf blower, there's not a lot of leaves left on the map at any one time. But since we have the currency, buy max. The best part is that didn't even actually buy the max. I'm one shy because I need another 12 million platinum leaves to make that work. Anyways, as fun as it is blowing over 100 million leaves per minute, we can do better. But that means starting all over again. And before we do that, we're going to boost our prestige bonus by 300%. So let's jump right onto it. Prestige, we're going to lose all this progress, but we're going to go so much further. And I get to keep my big cannon. I forgot about that. Seems a little ridiculous at this stage. But even just starting out, we're getting 34 leaves per leaf. It sounds really weird to get this excited about foliage, but I'm all about it. And since I have almost 8,000 coins, I'm going to do things like unlock converters and printers because I don't know what those are yet. And we can make our discounts cheaper, 1% for every few coins we spend. So that's 5% cheaper. There's all my coins spent. Should have been paying more attention to that, but 8% cheaper. Then we're also going to make my auto things be able to pick up fruits and then make the fruits a whole lot better because fruits are never a bad thing. Now the printer apparently prints and collects 0 basic leaves per second per level. So 1 basic leaf per second. Since I've got 1,800 coins, we're going to buy a few of these things because these seem like they're just going to sit here and collect me leaves, which in turn buy me more upgrades. So even now as I just sit here, I can watch my leaves go up. Not at a great deal yet, but once we get our multipliers going, this will be stupidly easy. Even a few quick upgrades has me up to 136 leaves per leaf, which in turn is going to add up to a lot of leaves because I'm starting to spawn a lot more. And I get what the converters do, they convert leaves. And I realize that should have probably been obvious, but we're talking about leaves after all, so that's maybe not as obvious as you might think. But that's also going to help fuel us because even at the rate I'm getting just green leaves, those are going to turn into gold leaves, which are in turn going to turn into better leaves, which are going to turn into better leaves. So the more of these basic leaves I can mine right now, the better that's going to be in our future. Now, even as it sits, one single little screen full of leaves is worth 150,000 leaves. So let's get into the gold leaves and make things start multiplying. A few small upgrades later and we're already getting over 1,000 leaves per leaf and we're just getting started. We're going to increase the combo and the multiplier until these things are getting so many golden leaves that the game breaks. I want to see numbers so big you can't see anything anymore. And since we're up to about 50 million basic leaves already, we're going to start converting those into golds. These combo upgrades are getting expensive. We're at only 9 of 100 and it's costing us 9 million leaves. Luckily for you guys, I don't have much of a life, so I can spend all day doing this. A few tiny upgrades later, we have a maximum combo of times 27, which means about 7,000 leaves per leaf. So on that note, we're going to get started on some platinum leaves. Because now, while we start collecting platinum leaves, we're going to pile up so many gold leaves, we'll be able to buy more upgrades. And then we're always still turning in those green leaves into other ones, even though we still have 140 million of them. And I can increase my converter output by 300% because I just so happen to have some of these. Not that we really need it, we're up to 200 million basic leaves already and 21 million gold leaves. Should we also see about this new level? Mountain! Oh, and that has the leaves we actually want. Well, it looks new and fun at least. And it comes with snowmans and bats. And we're starting to collect platinum leaves very quickly. There's 500,000. Time for some upgrades. I've also used all my platinum funds to upgrade my little Roombas. They're going to move around faster than ever, blowing more leaves than ever, so I can do less work. Plus we get to harvest the local wildlife. Bats, deers, it doesn't matter. I want it all. Nothing will stop me from reaching my leafy dreams. And I don't care how many snowmans the game throws at me, or we're going straight to the top. And I already have regular leaves turning into gold, which turn into platinum, which turn into bismuth. So we've already got 73,000 and I just unlocked them. And we can use the rainbow leaves to buy more leaf blowers that are automatic. Look at all the Roombas running around. I hardly need to be here anymore. I really am mostly just here to buy upgrades at this point anyway, though it's still satisfying to blow those leaves around. Plus, we can make our Roombas have touch damage. As they run into things, the enemies are going to die. Oh, we can crank their damage up too. I'm going to spend millions of dollars on damage upgrades. That way nothing can stop us. Alright, well, we're basically pretty much already at the point of ridiculousness, even with the rainbow leaves. The enemies spawn, they disappear right away because everything is so strong. Speaking of which, we should probably buy the next upgrade for a solid 500 rainbow leaves. A large paint roller. Oh, that's interesting. Somehow this is even better than my leaf powered blower. And the next upgrade costs the next kind of leaves, so we can't quite buy it yet. But I'm gonna need more coins to get some of the new stuff, and I don't really want a prestige at this moment. So what do we have for some pay-to-win options? Supporter pack? Does that come with coins? And yes, I am pay-to-winning an idle game, but damn it, I will win. But I can also get my new upgrade since I have 500,000 cosmic leaves, which is a rocket engine. Ooh, look at the size of this thing. I think at this point I'm gonna have to prestige just so I can unlock more stuff. But maybe once I do, I'm gonna hold off on spending the majority of my 16,000 coins because clearly I need them to unlock new areas. I'm gonna start again with a big ass cannon, and I'll see you guys soon once we've caught up to where we were before. And just like that, I think we're roughly back to where we were before. We've even got 6 million rainbow leaves, and that's a lot. So I think we're probably overdue to buy some of the cosmic leaves. And we're probably going to rack these up pretty quickly because, well, there's a lot of leaves on the screen and a lot of multipliers at work. So we still need the void leaves to be able to unlock this thing, but we need a different level to be able to unlock void leaves. Luckily, I was thinking ahead for once, so we're going to the void. This, I think, is the final level, and look at those enemies. They're very strong. Luckily, my Roombas are also very strong, so they should take care of them pretty quickly. And by the time I've even kind of got my bearings, we've got 23,000 of the dark leaves. So let's get a few more upgrades. We'll keep things rolling along nicely. The cosmic leaves don't really have anything special about them. There's no more multipliers or anything, but we can get more Roombas, and the Roombas are great for clearing up those enemies. And I'm not really sure what it is those enemies do, but they're kind of getting in the way, and I don't want anything in the way of my leaves. Basically, by the time I open the menu to upgrade the cosmic leaves, I can afford almost all of the upgrades. Because look at those numbers go up. Even if I'm not moving, they're going up. 1.3 million, 1.35 million, 1.5 million. But I think we're at about the point where we can finally get the void leaves. It only costs 10,000 and I've got 10 million cosmic leaves anyways. Okay, so cosmic turns into a void converter, which turns into red flasks, so we can use red flasks for upgrade stuff. But one thing at a time, let's get some of the void leaves going. We need to work our way up the currency ladder. They work in descending order, so the more ones at the top we get, the faster we get ones at the bottom. Even as it is, we just unlocked the void leaves and I now have 20,000 of them. And 60 seconds later, I have 1,000,000 void leaves and counting. Oh, but it's also time for our next tool, laser. The letter Z stands for understatement, and we've got another tool we can buy, but first let's check out this thing. This looks like something I should not have my hands on. And I basically already topped out the void leaf upgrades. We got 30 of 30 trees and all the upgrades except for the fertilizer, which I don't care very much about. But look at the numbers go up. There's 3 million, there's 3.5 million, there's 4 million. Plus it's increased that combo multiplier another 50%. Plus we're going to buy this blue boy, alien turbine. Where did you get this from? The upgrade menu. Looks like a Zamboni.
You're about to be killed by a Zamboni!
The legendary leaf-blowing Zamboni. And there's still more upgrades to go. This is great. This never ends. So, time to work on our red flask stuff. I have about 13,000 of these, so we need to figure out which one's going to be the best. But for now, every 1.26 thousand void leaves becomes 3.64 thousand red flasks, so we're definitely getting our money's worth. And then before you know it, we've got 120 million red flasks, 50 million void things, 100 million of those ones, basically hundreds of millions of everything. So let's unlock the green flasks that are probably going to help us out in a big way, while also buying a whole bunch of these first. I've actually maxed this all the way out to level 100. Hopefully that was worth it, and there's our green flasks, which you already have 1,000 of somehow because everything is just so efficient by this point. Yeah, every 1,600 red flasks becomes 400 green flasks. Then time for another max combo. Can't believe that goes all the way up to level 100. But we'll go like that now, and our max combo is times 36. Very satisfying. I just make big slow circles, all the leaves get blown off the edge, and I get rich. But we have something else already, a blowfish. Blowfish, do you get it? Yes, very clever and also very amusing. I used some gems to skip time ahead a little bit, and that for some reason gave me 13,000 blue flasks. 13 million, sorry, so we're gonna buy that, then buy max of that. Which means we could probably afford the 1,000 we need to get magenta flasks. Those are used to unlock whatever this thing is, a graphics card, an overclocked graphics card with a large fan. Nothing blows harder than that. Wow, that really clears out the level. This is the ultimate blowing. It's what we live for. Oh, we still get orange flasks after this. I thought this might be the final upgrade, but clearly we're not done. Orange flasks it is. And the game is still acting pretty fine with this. I was hoping it might start to struggle, but that's always kind of a slippery slope. Once it starts, it happens very quickly. Well, at least we've maxed out our tools with the graphics card. I'm not sure how many flasks we have to get through, but we'll get there. Speaking of which, we got the black flasks. These might be the final ones. Nope, Big Leaf Crunch apparently is next. Strange flasks, we got all sorts of cool things. But let's unlock the strange flasks and the Big Leaf Crunch, whatever that is. Oh, and I didn't even notice, we've got 1.4 billion basic leaves at this point. So the BLC Crunch is restart your leaf blowing adventure with valuable BLC coins. All upgrades will be reset except for BLC. So we can prestige again with even more valuable stuff. I'm just not sure the point, because we worked very hard to get to this point. And here's where things are going to get ridiculous. On this one, increase all converter output by 10 per level. So the more of these we buy, the more flasks we're going to get per second, per tick, whatever it is. And that number is going to get really big, really fast. Same with this one. We can do 100 levels of increase your leaf reward by 20% per level, 100 times. Well, now the only logical thing to do is let this run for a little bit, because the longer time goes on, the richer I'm going to get, the more upgrades I can get to get even richer at an even quicker rate. So I'll see you in a bit. So in total now, we've mined hundreds of billions, if not trillions of leaves. And thanks to my gem, we can afford a few more little upgrades. This one already is getting into the billions, so there's a few more billions spent, there's a few more billions spent. I think I'm going to throw the rest of just mining more leaves. There we go. How many are we getting now? 65,000 per leaf off the edge of the screen. 65,000. Oh, but then again, we can still do combo multipliers and a few other things. Only one upgrade each, but that's going to make a pretty big difference by itself. 80,000. 80,000 each. I'm not really sure where to go from here. We've got tens of billions of most things. The upgrades are few and far between, so I'm going to try and find a way to skip some time. Then again, we could do something crazy, like buy a bunch of the BLCs. That puts us up to only level 9. But then if we do the big crunch, that might lead us to some interesting new options we didn't have before. Okay, should we try it, since we're still not really making any more great progress? One big crunch coming up. Do you want to enter the Big Leaf Crunch portal now? Yes, I do. Well, I got to keep my graphics card, and I've got 30 of the BLC coins, which gives me some bigger, better options for down the road. Like extra prestige, 200% coins per level, masterer leaves, 400% leaves per level, increases the combo multiplier by 200% per level. I think this is how I break the game. So let's upgrade the combo thing twice more and then the fruit reward a little more. 400% per level is bananas. We're going to save 7 of those coins just because I'm not really sure what the rest of them are going to do. So a short time later, a very short time later, we're already mining 20 to 30,000 leaves per leaf, because we have 180 times combo already. I can keep grinding to the end in prestige to get bigger and bigger and bigger multipliers every single time I do it. Although I seem to have encountered a small problem that I don't know how to get back to where the platinum apples are. I don't know where to move maps right now, because instead of having my usual options, I have this. I did buy the auto teleport device, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Because apparently it's supposed to teleport me to the area with the highest unlocked leaves. I've unlocked platinum leaves, they're right here, but they're not spawning because they don't spawn here. It's gotta take me there. And I'm far too busy collecting leaves to understand what it is I'm supposed to do. Or will this take us there? Nope, we've got a prestige to be able to go anywhere apparently, so let's just get that over with now. That somehow seems to have worked. I think it dropped me in the void area. 150,000 leaves per leaf already. Well, these ones get a little bit more expensive, but there's another 10 million just like that. Status update. I'm now getting 375,000 gold leaves per leaf as I'm working my way through the flask. That means a modest 50 million leaves for every screen, and those are still rookie numbers. Just upgraded my combo multiplier again. We're at 356 times combo, or 450,000 gold leaves per leaf. But we're at about that point where things are slowing down again, so I've got to do the big crunch, which is going to start me with 54 of the red coin. Okay, so let's increase our combos. They're both at level 2. The upgrades are still pretty cheap because we're still pretty early on. We can afford that many for now, and what are we getting? 5,000 per leaf already. 30,000 per leaf. We're getting several, well, many times what we were last time even. And we were up to 700,000 per leaf by the end. A few more very quick upgrades, and we're up to about 50,000 per leaf. I could honestly just do this cycle endlessly. I think that's going to be it for now. Otherwise, I'm just going to do this endlessly, and I do need to get onto other videos at some point, so that's good enough for me. Okay, so because there's something wrong with me, I decided to keep going just a little bit and then realized I could prestige again and use my coins to increase my gold leaf income. So that means now at about the same time, we're getting 500,000 gold leaves per leaf, just because I used my coins. So depending on how long I want to do this for, considering we're getting about 25 million gold leaves per screen, which in turn adds to the number of coins I can get should I prestige right now, because I can make it back to this point in about 5 minutes. But the more of these I have, the more multiples of the gold leaves I can get. So I've had an idea. I've painfully saved up 155 billion green leaves, but more importantly 107,000 coins if I prestige, because that'll quickly make my numbers higher than ever, and as it is I'm getting 1.26 million leaves per leaf off the edge of the screen. For the green one, 700,000 for gold leaves. But we're gonna do this just one more time. So right away, this is an extra level, that's an extra level, and that's 2 extra levels. That's gonna be plenty. I mean, even from the beginning of the game now, 221 per leaf with nothing. So we've made it back to here. Let's start the leaf combos to see what kind of ridiculous numbers we can conjure up. I mean, it's been a few seconds and I've already got 6 million leaves and a whole bunch of upgrades. I don't know what numbers we're at now. 300,000 already, and it's been like seconds. Still not enough. It's never going to be enough. Well, anyways, I've had my fun. I can see how this works now. 620,000 leaves per leaf already. Could get into the millions pretty quick, but I'm all out of time for real this time. I'm in the mood to do a whole bunch of blowing today, and I know a way to get even bigger numbers than ever before. Not that we don't already have a lot of every type of leaf, but I want to get something all the way into the Z's. Currently we're into the D's when it comes to regular leaves, but progress has slowed. Luckily for me now, I'm at the point where I've collected so many leaves that if I prestige, I'll get 4.14 quadrillion coins. So imagine how many more leaves we can get. 100% more gold leaf rewards. That would only cost 34 billion. We spend quadrillions, we'll get tons more leaves. We just have to, you know, grind our way all the way back through the game again to get back to this point. Before hitting that prestige button and resetting, I want to collect just a few more leaves to make sure I'm getting the maximum amount of coins. And also before we reset, I'm going to max out my combos because I've been saving up leaves for a few days. We have 600 trillion gold leaves to spend. We're going to go through those pretty quick, but at least we'll get a few upgrades. And I'm pretty sure if I pick up a piece of fruit right now, it's going to give us something in the D's. I just need to sit here and patiently wait for the right piece of fruit to appear, and then mercilessly blow it until it gives me what I want. And while I still have a stupid amount of red coins, I'm going to spend those also increasing my coin rewards when I prestige. Because already, after a few small clicks, we're going to get 24 A coins. And it's hard to even imagine a number that big, but it's sure going to help. Also, before doing that, we have a new type of leaf that probably comes from this new secret level, which under normal circumstances would be crazy hard and expensive to get to. Luckily for me, I have 23 million of these coins, all very legitimately saved up, so we're gonna buy this place, the Celestial Plane. And then we're gonna do some celestial blowing. And there's new enemy leaves here, but this little fruit right in front of me is the kind I need. It gave me 170 lowercase d's. So 5 of those should equal 1 bigger case d. So you can see how if we're collecting only those fruits and lots of them, we'll get huger and huger numbers very quickly until we get all the way to z's and whatever comes after z. And look how strong the enemies are here. My Roombas bounce right off them. I would upgrade their damage, but this prolongs the suffering. These also have a combo multiplier. So yeah, we're definitely going to get some pretty ridiculous numbers today, because even by buying the first few of these, everything else is going to go up big time. So let's start with that for now, Celestial Marketing. We just need a few of these leaves. Currently we have 0 of them. And that's not a number I'm used to seeing anymore. Even the next hardest leaf to get, which is pretty hard, there's 15 trillion of them. So if they want to show up at any point, feel welcome. And they're not spawning in for me, and I'm not sure why that is. Okay, I looked into it, and the way to get the Celestial Leaves is to actually defeat the enemies. So as you can see, we're gonna need more powerful Roombas. Hit damage, 0 of 60. Well, we're gonna buy lots of those, and ALB hit damage, also more of those. That's pretty crazy, we could only buy 18 of the 60 levels. But no, the Roombas should be doing a ton more damage when those stupid things spawn. This one kind of has a chance of dying because of all the things hitting it, but I need my Roombas to stay nearby. We might actually get our first leaf at this point, thanks to that little bit of extra damage I managed to get him so far. Come on, you can do it, there is 25. And don't worry, we can use these eventually to get more damage. And since we've been at 1 capital D for a while, I'm going to increase the value of their seeds as many times as I can, which is probably going to be quite a lot because we have so much money. We go from the T's into the A's, the capital A's, then we're going to skip over to the C's as soon as we're through that level, then into the capital C's, 100 out of 100. I guess I really should just buy max of everything. That's only going to get us more coins in the end. We're up to level 22 of 100, but we'll get there eventually. I kind of like this better because as much as I like the blowing, it's more fun to hurt things for profit. The things I've really got to work on right now are making more enemies spawn and more resources from when I do kill them. I've made myself able to spawn celestial apples because that's just easy resources to pick up off the ground, and now we're going to go where the enemies gain enemy resources plus 25% per level. So slowly we're at 64 leaves per enemy, and we can just barely afford celestial marketing for 830 leaves. That's giving us 96 leaves per enemy killed. It's a slow process, but it'll get big fast once it's rolling. I seem to have found more new stuff. One thing being the bigger bag, but also unique leaves for 20 million. I have about 20 million left, but do I want to spend the rest of my red coins on those? I'll maybe do this later and be sure to save 20 million coins. For now, I'll take the bigger bag because I'm not really sure what that means. Finally saved up enough of these stupid leaves to buy max combo +1. Hopefully that does apply to the leaves themselves and we'll start getting a decent amount. Because I've been at it a while and I only have 1200 of these stupid leaves. Okay, I need to buy celestial combo before this is going to apply for 15,000 leaves. Until then, celestial leaves are on their own. And I've added a few upgrades that are going to make more leaves spawn, and they're also going to give me more stuff when they do die, so hopefully they're able to kill it before that timer runs out. Yay, they didn't let me down. 134 leaves per enemy. Look at us go. The extra enemies is going to add up. As long as they're able to kill what's on screen, I'll be rolling in leaves before you know it. Let's jump on celestial marketing while we have a chance, because that's going to make a big difference. It's all about those investments. I've realized that the fastest way to get celestial leaves is going to be just simply to save up 15,000 so I can include them in my ridiculous combo of 6,700 times. And suddenly we're up to 100 uppercase D, so we might actually be able to hit some pretty cool numbers before we even prestige. Look at me actually reading and stuff. My max leaf storage right now is 100 uppercase D. I can easily afford a few more of these levels, so let's see if we can bring it all the way up to, I don't know, one bigger case E, maybe F. We've never seen F yet. Capital F. Now, finally, we can get the celestial combo, so that means we should be able to pick up one leaf for 2.81 thousand. Well, seeing as we have to prestige anyway to see the very biggest of numbers, I think we're about ready to do that, even though we've got 3.2 E now. It's hard to know how to spend my money now because I could do things like this where the fruits can also join the combos. So those would be worth so much more, and we're already getting 6.5 billion leaves per leaf. And then we've got the cool thing we can buy for 20 million. We could also use it here to get more coins. But for now, we're going to settle for 24.87 A's. Off we go, starting it all over one more time at record speeds. Because even the regular leaves on the ground are worth 15,000 to begin with. And for some reason, we're also getting the celestial leaves here, and I'm not going to complain with that. So I guess to start, since we've already collected 17 million green leaves, we should probably actually buy the upgrades. I bought leaf marketing level 7 and we're up to 121,000 leaves per leaf already, and I'm 10 seconds into the game. And I guess I could probably afford the gold leaves, because then at least we can start buying our combos, and that's going to get ridiculous fast. We're already up to 150,000 gold leaves, and that literally happened in real time. I haven't really... we're getting 12 million gold leaves per leaf at this point. 12 million per leaf. Again, I'm like 10 seconds into this, so these numbers are going to get really stupid today. And we're already up to 66 billion green leaves, so let's get them a few more little upgrades, mostly to leaf marketing. The bigger these get, the better off we're going to be today. Now, let's work on these combos. These really are the root of everything that's going to happen today. Without combos, we wouldn't get nearly the same results. How many leaves do I have currently? 39 billion, so we're going to get a few upgrades right now. So there we are, we're up to level 17 and 16 respectively, which means we're getting 314 million gold leaves per leaf. So after spending 40 billion, we're back up to 135 billion, and that happened in 4 seconds flat. We're already ready to buy leaf marketing 15 for $2.5 trillion. But that's well worth it, because we're getting 750 million leaves per leaf. Well, to be fair, our combo is already at about 4,400 times, so that's going to make it nice and easy to progress through the game. 1 billion leaves per leaf already for the basics. But obviously, we still need to make it further into the game, so we're about to unlock platinum leaves. But definitely not before increasing our leaf rewards. I've still got 25 A's to spend on both of these, so we're going to upgrade both of these just a few times. I don't want to go too overboard yet because I might need more coins for something, but we can definitely spend into the trillions without any worry at all. Now the upgrades themselves are going to cost into the A's, so we're going to just take a pause right there, but we're up to 1.7 billion green leaves per leaf, and that's already. That's going to push our combos higher than ever very quickly, plus we have the other types of combos too with the celestial leaves. I just unlocked platinum leaves, so let's see how quickly we can get through these. I was wondering why my numbers weren't climbing quickly, relatively speaking, and that's because I realized we're not even on the map that can spawn the platinum leaves. We still have 750,000 of them, but they can't even spawn here. That's how good we are at blowing. If we take ourselves here, however, all we gotta do is blow a few leaves, and there we go, there's 10 billion of them. Okay, let's go for the record for bismuth, the rainbow leaves. We're going to start here. We're going to unlock them. Now we have 39, 40 something thousand of them. And what kind of upgrades do we need? I think we have all the upgrades already. So it feels like we're running into the same problem again. I don't think there's any leaves spawning on the ground for some reason. So that's okay. We'll go on to the next area that probably will spawn the leaves we need. There we go. They're finally starting to spawn in. They weren't for a second and they're still not very much. We've only got 1.59 billion of them. Now that sounds like a lot, but okay, we finally buy the upgrades for them. That should help. There we go. 23 billion of them. And my basic leaves are up to 85 trillion. So we're going to have to go ahead and spend a few dollars on those. So let's try the speed run again. Cosmic leaves, bought. Now we're going to go to the area where cosmic leaves exist very clearly right there. I'm already there, so let's just go to the next area to make sure this is going to work. We're already up to 100,000 of them, so we can probably afford a few of the upgrades. Trees, the cosmic fertilizer, cosmic marketing is always the big one. Once you get that, the leaves come really stupidly easy because there's billions of them. But let's go on with the void leaves because at least they're a little bit of fun. They're very dark and shadowy. So what we need first is void marketing, bought those max. We're still not getting any spawn. I think you have to respawn into the levels right now. Nope, never mind. There's 16 billion of them. I'm just so used to numbers going up into billions instantly that if it doesn't happen, I assume something is wrong. I can also make a celestial leaf printer now too, which is going to be helpful. We do have 18,000 of them so far, but they're actually going to make a really big difference. And because I've got so many coins, I'm going to spend that many on them. We're going to have 4 printers. And now I've got to work my way through the flasks. And this one can be a little bit of a slow process no matter what way you do it, but it won't be too bad for us. Because that actually maxed out the red flasks already, and that's a good start. The more you can max out, the quicker, obviously, the faster the next step is going to be. Until you get all the way to the strange flasks, where you can start to increase your leaf rewards, and that's really what I'm all about here. And even the strange flasks are going up at well over 1 million per second. But the main one I'm after here is all leaves plus. Increase your leaf rewards by 20% per level. At 70 million per level, it's going to be a little slow, but it's going to be worth it. Because the green leaves now are up to 2.65 billion per leaf. A single leaf gets you 2.65 billion. Speaking of basic leaves, leaf marketing costs $301 trillion each. We have 100 trillion only, so we've got to step up our game. Possibly by using combos. I'm going to do something potentially really stupid here, but I think I'm going to try and upgrade their fruits because I think they're going to have a lot of value in them too. Because even at the base, they're worth 271,000, and if I apply a combo of 5,600 times to that, I feel like that's a really big number. But I'm still really torn on that because if I spend 5 million on that, I can't get this for 20 million. And you know what? I'm just going to do this without any further thought because I think those might have new upgrades that come with them. I'll probably deeply regret that choice pretty quick, but there are some unlockable leaves. Clearly those are some weird unlockable things and we'll figure those out in just a little bit. Starting in the abyss, because we need some of the leaves here, then we'll move on to some of the other ones. We need every little upgrade we can get along the way. I've blown like 2 leaves off the screen and we got 24 million, so let's buy our farming certificate, let's buy exotic fertilizer, let's buy everything. I got really worried for a second when I saw I needed 79 billion to re-unlock celestial leaves, even though they're already kind of here. But then I realized we're already mining 27 billion of them. Basically I have to clear the screen once. Okay, I got most of these upgrades done, so now while I'm waiting, I'm going to go help my neighbor with some platinum leaves. Because I'm kind of curious to see exactly what's going to happen once I do this. Were there always bees? I remember the frogs, but not the bees. I think part of these unique leaves are going to be the tool you use, because one of them references a rake. This one says, help your neighbor pick up some leaves, probably using my hands. I haven't used these tools in a while, but my neighbor's going to love it. And I never really appreciated just how well the tools work until I wasn't using them anymore. Look how much harder you'd have to work to do this. I've been here helping the neighbor for a little while now and I'm not seeing any results yet, so I'm going to try one of the other areas. We are also at the point where we're able to spend $301 trillion on upgrades. The next one's 1.15A, so it'll be a little while, but not as long as you might think. And since I've been saving up celestials for a while, I've increased the combo there a few times, so now our numbers are over 1 billion for the regular gold leaves, and the green leaves are I don't know how high, probably something ridiculous. And since my laser in space doesn't really seem to be doing much at this moment, let's just go to where we can find the celestial leaves because we're going to need lots of those. Which is also going to involve buying every Roomba possible, then filling it with every upgrade possible just to be able to hurt these. Not that that's unreasonable right now. We have basically billions if not trillions of anything. There we go. I've got enough of these to kill at least the occasional leaf, which is going to give us 3,000 leaves every time. That number will slowly get bigger, and all the rest of them will get much bigger. Another type of leaf I do want a lot of are the bismuth leaves, which can be found here. I've got 7.9 trillion. I'm going to need a little more, but I've done some upgrades to them to hopefully get some more. I've also just collected a regular leaf seed, and it gave me 2 point something A's. So that one seed alone was half the A's I found this entire time in one single seed, so we just need more of those. And that also means that I need to buy more leaf marketing. While I'm at it, I'm pretty sure I can spend 2.25 A coins on this one and 2.25 on that one. I have enough left to get both of these one more time, but I'm still going to save coins because I don't know the best option yet. I just know the best way for me to get more leaves are in the seeds. The leaves themselves are very valuable, but every time a seed drops, it can get me 1,000, a million times everything I have now. Because even now, all of a minute later, I'm up to 12.05 A's just from a few seeds on the ground. Which means I can buy another upgrade. Which means the next seed I find will be worth even more, then I can buy that one, then it's worth even more, and I continually do that until I'm all the way up to capital H. Also, let's increase our maximum combo here. So now we're getting bigger numbers than ever before, up to almost 4 billion green leaves per leaf. Just for fun, I spent some of my last remaining gems to get this. Didn't make a big difference, but it will jump me a little bit ahead, particularly with the green leaves. And even the gold leaves are into the A at this point, which has never been done before. Not by me. Which means we can buy a few combos. Let's get this one caught up, and then we're going to buy a few of those. We have 1.14 A left, so we're going to buy this and then this. And just like that, every green leaf we're hoovering up is worth over 5 billion. Even the gold ones are well over 1 billion, almost 1.5 billion per leaf. And then look how many celestial leaves we have, 2.4 million. So the first thing I'm going to do is increase the ALB's damage because they need some help pretty badly. And make the enemies drop a little bit more. I don't want to spend too much money, but I do need to spend a little bit. Then the rest is going to go into the combos, and I'm just going to split it evenly between the two. And those few little upgrades by themselves pushed our green leaves over 6 billion per leaf now. Okay, we're going to change course again just a little bit because as fast as we're getting bismuth leaves, there's actually a different one that I need right now. And to get it, I need to be here at the base level, my own yard. And we need to keep collecting these green leaves until we have E, lowercase e of them. Actually, there's still a faster way to do this. All we need to do is go to the abyss, and then make sure we've mined 1 million exotic leaves. We have 60 trillion, spoiler alert. And then use a graphics card. Blow a few leaves over the edge, and there it is, our new unique leaf. Never before seen by me. We will eventually get this over the edge, it's very heavy. The trick was, all we needed was 1 million exotic leaves. Now we can have this and equip it. And it increases printer output by 5,000%. Activate. So now it's printing out a lot of leaves. Like the basic leaves, prints and collects 1.76 million basic leaves a second. So I'm definitely going to put a few dollars into the bismuth leaf printer because we still need a lot of those. So now it's going to print 800,000 per second. Is that going to be enough to make a difference? We're dealing with such big numbers. I don't want to spend too many coins though because we still need some. So even if you get this up to level 39, it's going to give you 4.5 million per second. Again, which sounds like a lot until you're realizing you're dealing with numbers this big. Since I've ruled out most of the options for what I should do with my coins, I think it's time I just get it over with and spend it on gold leaves and green leaves. One of each, which is going to leave us still with 766 trillion coins to spend. And that's giving us 7.7 billion green leaves per leaf now. Whatever we're doing, it's working because I'm now up to 33.1 capital A. So I'm going to upgrade one more time. That way the next time I pick up a seed, it's worth even more. We're going to go from A to C to D to E to F, all the way up to whatever I can. And while we're waiting, just to keep it a little fresh, let's get some more of the celestial leaves. These leaves are definitely hard to get. I'm getting 8,000 per enemy killed, and I have a combo right now of 10,000 times. 10,000 times combo, and I get 8,000 leaves. Another upgrade to leaf marketing for only 100 capital A's. We're almost back to the D where we left off. I just jumped from 8 up to 23 capital A's, so a single seed gave me 15 capital A's. That is a ridiculous amount of anything. I decided to let the leaves blow themselves for just a little while, and look at that, we're up to 3.15 D already. Which is good for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10 upgrades. 10 upgrades is huge. We're up to $11.37 billion per leaf. And that's before we upgrade the combo multiplier again, which we're going to do this many times. So, correction, we're up to 2 billion gold leaves per leaf and a little over 12 billion green leaves per leaf. Plus an extra combo coming in from the celestial leaves. So you know what, let's just call it an even 13 billion leaves per leaf. Not more than a few minutes later, we're up to 62 Ds, so that means more upgrades already. A few more before you know it, we'll be getting our new unique leaf and more leaves than ever before. We use the rocket engine. That should spawn another unique leaf, there it is. Simply because a physical device may help you reach the sky. That's the rocket. No, we just wait for this annoying leaf to get off my screen. And there it is. And guess what this one does? Increases seed rewards by 0.5%. And that's actually huge because 0.01% for things would cost me $304 trillion, and that number's going to get really big really fast. But we'll give that one a few anyways. I picked up a seed. I didn't get to see how much it was, but that's almost 1 full D so far. So every one of those upgrades is going to make a big difference. The upgrades are getting bigger and bigger. My last one was about 600 capital Ds, which means the next one should push us well into E, and then bigger E's, and then bigger E's, and then whatever comes after E. And with that, we're officially back into E, 5.66 E, and the next upgrade is only 9.5. And there it is, we finally crossed over 100 E's. Now, if we take those 100 E's, come to our own yard, and use a basic leaf blower, guess what's gonna happen? Eventually, we'll spawn a special leaf. Still haven't found the unique leaf I want, but while I'm waiting, we're up to 62 A's for the gold leaves and 5.08 capital E's for the green leaves, so we're certainly making progress everywhere else. And a good way to think about these letters is that to go from E to F, you need to get 1,000,000 times the amount. So 1 F is worth 1,000,000 E's, 1 G is worth 1,000,000 F's. And the very first letter, A, comes from 1,000 trillions. Still, no unique leaf spawning, and that's kind of sad because I feel like that was going to be a pretty big help to me in my progress. I've also tried the leaf blower on every one of these levels looking for the unique leaf, and it just doesn't seem to want to spawn, so I think my game is bugged. But the sad thing is, I'm out of time. Physically, it took so much time that that's it. But we'll settle on F, capital F. We're not done with the leaves yet, not even close. Since I've been gone, we saved up a few hundred quadrillion of basically everything, if not more. And while we're figuring out what to spend that all on, I'm gonna let my Roombas hit these leaves because these are the ones that I need right now. Since we have 450 quadrillion golden leaves, we can upgrade our combo on both sides probably quite a few times. And we're gonna get combo multiplier times 31. I'm not really sure where we started at there because I wasn't paying attention, but I know we're making a lot more leaves. Then for bismuth leaves, we also have hundreds of quadrillions of those, so I'm just gonna buy max those for extra Roomba damage. Same with the cosmic, we don't have as many, but we can still buy a lot of extra damage. The exotic leaves aren't necessarily as exciting, but that is gonna get us more BLC coins. And we still have 371 quadrillion of these, so there's a few good upgrades. Okay, so if we did decide to restart right now, we would get 19 million red coins. That's pretty good, but we can still do a little better before we're gonna bother. Currently we have 10 million celestial leaves. We're gonna need 820 million to unlock mythical leaves, but they have lots of other cool stuff we could get anyways. We still have an entire 3 different types of leaf we've never seen before somehow. We have hundreds of quadrillions of most types of leaf, but we don't know what these are yet. But we can unlock pets. It costs 1 million red coins, so that's probably worth it. Okay, turns out the pets are actually pretty useful. I just expected an animal to follow me around. The monkey can increase my leaf blower power by 1000%. That's fairly useless overall, but still a lot of fun. I might save up for Raccoon, increase seed spawn rate by 1% and seed spawn count by 1. The seeds are basically what make me my stupid amounts of leaves everywhere. And thanks to those seeds, we can already increase our max combo 1 more time. Something else I also really want is more seeds. Increase seed spawn rate by 3%. That's a new addition, and it costs 250 of these. I currently have 136, so it's going to take a while to get those, but that's hugely valuable. Our golden leaves have gotten into the capital A's, that means quintillions, so I should be able to buy 1 of each of these to increase my combo 1 more time. But we're still only getting about 125,000 celestial leaves per enemy killed. That's not really good enough yet. And what do you think artifacts do for 500 million red coins? Those have got to be good. I just have no idea how to get 500 million red coins. Well, I think I've determined that this is still too slow for me. We're at 32 million celestial leaves, and considering we still need about 6 times this amount, we've got to go faster. So that means we're going to do the big crunch to get about 20 million red coins, which is going to restart us pretty hard, but then we'll be back here before we know it because we're going to have such a big multiplier. So even our basic leaves now are worth almost 900 each. 900 times where we originally started. So it's not going to take as long to get to where we're going. We just picked up a seed for hundreds of thousands of leaves, and I bought 1 round of upgrades so far. But the point of this restart was to get more red coins, so we're going to spend our first 2 million on the raccoon so we get a higher seed spawn chance. And he's going to follow me around and be extra helpful. And then for now, I'm just going to grind through to get back towards the end of the game. That shouldn't take long at all considering we now have the golden leaves and golden combos. It's been about 30 seconds and we're already mining tens of millions of leaves per leaf. And I might as well spend the 23 million coins I have on upgrades for now. We're going to restart these pretty quick, but for now we're going to use what we have. So I've looped around all the way back to here to where we can get these leaves. And for every enemy we kill, we're getting about 70,000 leaves so far. That's obviously not as good as it was before, but we're going to build up and even further beyond that. And I'm not really sure what happened, but did mythical leaves get more expensive? Why do they cost $1 billion now? Weren't they like 180 million before? I spent a few of my coins kind of upgrading the basic leaves because I'm stupid, but then also the gold leaves because these will increase combo eventually. And there's 70 billion coins. At this rate, I might wait till we have about 1 trillion before prestiging again. Then again, we might go a little bit higher than that because we're up to 633 billion already, and it's been like 2 whole minutes. As much time as I've spent blowing leaves, it's still really very satisfying. And we're up to 9.61 capital C green leaves, which I think means 9.6 septillion leaves. And I just checked in on how many coins we get on a prestige. We're up to almost 2 trillion already. This number is growing exponentially, so I don't know whether to restart now or wait till it's a much bigger number, considering it is going to be a pretty big help to get a lot of the harder to get leaves. And now that we've hit a modest 7.6 trillion coins, I think it's time to prestige. And this is the softer one, so we're going to keep all of our upgrades, but we're just going to get more coins out of the deal. Our basic leaves now are 81,000 each. And things are still set to auto buy because I kept my previous rewards, but like 10 seconds later and we're up to hundreds of millions of leaves per leaf already. But now we kind of need to decide what we want to spend all these coins on. Definitely want more gold leaves because those are going to get me lots of good rewards. So I'm going to buy them into the tens of billions for now. I'm going to do the same with green leaves just because the more of these I get, the more coins and other stuff I'm going to get. But celestial leaves is kind of the big one right now. I'm going to spend a full $1 trillion on these upgrades just because I think it's going to be necessary to get to the next step. And then maybe a few 100 billion on extra prestige power, which brings us all the way up to level 27. You know what? Let's call it 28. And then with my red coins, I want to buy greedy uniques for 3 million. That's going to let me buy an additional or use an additional unique leaf. And also upgrade my bag a few more times. Now we can hold up to, I don't know what that is, but we can hold more leaves. So now my Roombas can be doing more damage to enemies while I'm still getting the seed upgrades. And if I get a new unique leaf, well, maybe add that one in as well. And it didn't take very long at all to hit quadrillions of basic leaves. And I'm not even at the end yet. I'm going to spend some more coins. I'm going to put all of the leaf upgrades into the hundreds of millions because realistically that's not a great deal of money to me. And my most expensive purchase here is going to be more celestial leaves. It's only going to give one more level, but that's going to make a difference for 3.4 trillion. And then before we go any further, we've got to go to the abyss to mine some heavy brown leaves for a second. But luckily for us, we only need like a few 100 billion of these, and we've already farmed over a few 100 billion since we've been here. Now that I got everything pretty much where I wanted upgrade-wise, we're going to go back and farm some celestial leaves, but we're going to be there for a little while to do it. But I'm hoping we can get quite a few per kill. Then if something touches this, we're getting 170,000 currently. But if we spend 2 million BLC coins on Kato, we get enemy rewards plus 200%, so we're definitely going to get one of those. So now we're getting 200 and something leaves per kill, and that's a big increase, 261,000 per kill. Was kind of hoping that would be a little bit bigger, but I'll take it. Plus, thanks to my using my coins to buy some discounts for upgrades, mythical leaves are only going to cost 750 million now. And because I'm running out of things to entertain myself with, we're going to time travel for 6 hours. That's going to cost me most of my gems, but we're going to be 6 hours in the future, which bumped up some of my numbers everywhere else, and that's going to help jump us ahead, well, pretty much everywhere. Look how many upgrades we can buy for our combos. That actually makes a giant difference. I've also just upgraded more exotic leaves and more gold leaves. These because they're going to give me more coin and BLC coin rewards, and the gold ones just for hopefully faster combo. Sometime later, and we're up to 165 million celestial leaves, which still isn't near enough, but it's getting up there. Had we not decided to do the big crunch when we did, we'd probably already be there by now, but I thought the big crunch would jump us ahead more than it did. But when do I ever make good choices? Even with the crazy amount of leaves we got, if we were to restart right now, we'd only get 17 trillion coins and 9.4 million red coins. I'm also going to spend a few 100 billion on both converter count and output. That's going to help the flasks go up, that's going to help get red coins. And for the first time in a long time, I have the opportunity to upgrade some of my seeds. I need to save up my cosmic leaves for now for a unique leaf, but we will take exotic leaves for 1.83C. And then somehow we have enough for a second upgrade for 2.75. Okay, we're apparently getting really ahead in the exotic leaves. I'm kind of curious about something right now. If we were to prestige right now, we would get 60 trillion coins. However, if we buy one more level of crunchy coins for 2.5 million, apparently that each level doubles the coin rewards. Did that effectively double this number? Nope, it didn't make a single difference at all. So that was a pretty wise investment of 2.5 million very rare red coins. I've discovered something interesting. if I go back to a level like this and put on the pet that gives me extra seeds, 1% seed spawn and count by 1, I actually find so many more seeds, it's almost a joke. My numbers are going up stupidly fast. And that means so is my coin count, 4.44A, and that just jumped up from 1A. And since there's been an update, let's try that thing that never ever works for me, equipping a rake. Then going to the mountain, where we should get a unique leaf spawning. Wow, it actually worked this time. This is gonna be fun. I've been waiting a long time for this one. All I needed was 1 quintillion leaves. And there it is. That increases combo rewards by 300%. That's pretty big considering combo gets me a lot of leaves. And already our number jumped up from 1 capital D to 350 capital D, so I'm doing something right. And also now that we have 1 lowercase d cosmic leaves, we logically need to take the blowfish into space. And there we go, we got another unique leaf. Now we have almost all of them. And there it is. This one increases our BLC coin value by 500%. That's obviously pretty good. Considering if we prestige now, we'll get 11 million. So if I equip that bad boy, it works out to 17 million so far. So for now, I'm going to equip the rainbow leaf for the 50% seed reward and the glitter leaf for a 300% combo reward. Between those two, we should get a lot of seeds. So for now, I think I'm just going to sit back, mine as many seeds and leaves as I possibly can to make these numbers go ridiculously big, therefore giving me more coins when I'm ready to reset. And then I'm going to spend another 4.5 million of my red coins, which is about half of them, on being able to use another unique leaf. Because I want to give my Roombas an extra 800% damage to make sure they're killing the enemies as quickly as possible, not leaving any left alive. The next thing I want to look into is Foxo. I can increase my BLC rewards by 200%. He's going to cost 2 million, but I feel like that's worth it. Because if I was to throw him on right now, that bumps my BLC reward up to 14 million from around 11. But then if I combine that with the Ghost Leaf for 500%, what does that do to my BLC reward? That bumps it up to about 20 million. So that's definitely worth it. It pays for itself within 1 prestige. And the higher we push our number, the more it's going to be worth it. Most of our leaves are now in the capital D's. The green leaves are in the lowercase g's. That means our coin reward is up to 50 capital A, 50 quintillion. I've learned that the seeds work based off of how many leaves you currently have. So if a green seed drops, it's going to give me an amount of leaves based on how many I currently have. Normally I would spend this all on minor upgrades for those seeds, but it's actually a lot faster to just let the leaves pile up forever until we're maxed out. I stepped away for just a minute and came back, and the green leaves are at 1 vertical line. I assume that means it's a pretty big amount, but I can't really say for sure. If we were to prestige, we would get 13.06C. And that's not good enough for me, so let's make our bag a little bit bigger. For 500,000 red coins, we're going to make it a little bit bigger, and then for 1 million, we'll maybe make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, we've still got over 1 million left. I would just need to see if my green leaves change at all. The game honestly might just be a little bit boned with regards to the green leaves. Okay, I may be stupid. That's probably an I. That would actually make a lot of sense. Whatever the case, I now have 15.6 of them. If we go back to the home garden and then use what I believe to be the basic leaf blower, that should reward us with a new leaf, the final unique leaf that we can currently get. That one increases all fruit rewards by 1000%. That's probably pretty good, but the fruit doesn't really do much for me anymore. I'm all about the seeds. We're already up to 100i, but that's worth 42 quintillion coins. Never mind, make that 48 quintillion coins. Without the green leaves going up, this number is going to slow down a little bit. Since our coin numbers are slowing down, I think I'm actually going to prestige right now and accept my coins. I really hope that was worth it. So I'm going to spend a little bit of money on more celestial leaves. We left off at 13.4 trillion per upgrade. That was level 18. I'm not sure how many I'm going to get before this starts to get expensive again though. I took it all the way up to level 38 and the upgrades are now costing $15 quintillion each, so I'm going to leave that there for a sec because I'm going to buy some upgrade discounts. We're currently level 26 and I managed to get it all the way to level 50 without too much problem. So I guess just a few more levels for celestial leaves. This one's going to be 15 quintillion, so that kind of stings. I can't even afford the next level, so we're going to leave it there. Then I'm just going to spend like a few quintillion dollars on extra prestige coins. Then I just got to take about 60 seconds to grind back to where we were. Alright, so I made it back roughly to where I was before, so now the moment of truth. Will we get enough celestial leaves, enough extra celestial leaves to make this worth its while, or did I just make yet another bad decision? We were getting in the neighborhood of 300,000 leaves per kill. Now we're getting almost 500, so I think that's worth it. We're still hoping for a bigger upgrade than that, but that's fine. At least now unlocking mythical leaves is only going to cost 500 million instead of the 800 million it did before this, so I just saved $320 million Plus, we're making considerably more. And then one thing I am going to buy is just one more level of more enemies. We get an extra 1% per level. That's going to cost 16 million celestial leaves, and I'm thinking that's maybe worth it. The next one's going to cost 50, so that's fine. All that one level has to do is spawn an extra 30 enemies by the time I hit 500 million leaves, so that should be easy enough to cover. Well, look what finally happened when I wasn't paying attention. We've only got 8 million celestial leaves left, so that means we unlocked these ones, mythical leaves. Now I just kind of wish I knew where to find these ones. But that's okay, it's only been 5 hours since I started this little adventure. And I'm thinking we need to unlock this for 50 million red coins. And then if we prestige with our coins, we'll get 160 capital C of those. Plus, I can use some of my exotic leaves to go from level 33 to level 50. That probably made a pretty big difference. Now, I would prestige with the coins at this point, but I don't really know what I would buy with the coins. There's nothing that's really going to make a huge difference. I could buy more celestial leaves, but I'd only get a few more levels, and that's not going to make a big enough difference. So I think we're going to have to do a big leaf crunch, which would give us another 20 million to restart. And that would be almost halfway to the amount we need. And there's no other way to get the mythical leaves. I'm pretty sure I have to buy that level. I can't print them. I cannot get them any other way other than mining them from their level. So here's what we're going to do. Instead of doing a big crunch and starting again, because we'd have to make it back to here 2 more times, which would take a long time, we're just going to stop. The game's going to run by itself. We hit 50 million, but we're not even playing. Somewhere down the road. I get the feeling that today's the day we're going to break this one. That's not only because we're starting out at 650,000 leaves per leaf, but that does certainly help. It's all about wasting oodles and oodles of my time grinding through the prestige, because every time we do, we get 100% more leaf rewards per level. Plus, we can also do the BLC prestige if we grind all the way to the end of the game to further increase our multipliers. So imagine 650,000 leaves times like a billion. And luckily for me, I don't really have to do it the slow way today because I've spoken to the dev and this text pretty much speaks for itself. Along with this one. And most definitely this one. But aside from being able to display some text on the ground, I can add things like coins if I want to. So there's 816,000, so we'll start with that. And that sounds like a lot, but that's going to get me 2 more rewards. That's still 200% the gold leaves, which brings us up to 802,000. And let's not forget about the gems. Those are a thing too, so if you spend 600 right now, we're going to get 2.87 million of those and 726 million. I thought it would be more. I mean, we do currently have 24 billion green leaves and 7 billion gold leaves. So let's start to turn some of these numbers up. Let's boost the green leaves with a little bit of leaf marketing. There's up to level 11. So that means for every green leaf off the edge of the screen, we get a cool 1.31 million leaves. There's a new level that I've never seen before for 1 million of these things. So we're gonna head there right now. And all this because I blow so much. Guess we should probably unlock the platinum leaves now, and maybe take some of the fertilizer for gold leaves, because that certainly can't hurt. I think we can afford it. Do we want auto leaf blowers today? I don't think we need them, because I can basically clear the entire map by doing this. My leaf blower is so powerful, and my blowing skills so damn good that I need not try anymore. There's our first few platinum leaves from 0 to 12,000, just like that. Literally 4 seconds later, I've got 300,000 platinum leaves. It's gonna be one of those days. By the time I open my menu, I have 1.6 million. Things are escalating very quickly, and I'm very happy about that. By the time I even get to this new secret level, I'm gonna have like 80 trillion of everything. But that's not enough, because I want to get into levels of words that don't even exist. And as soon as I unlock the rainbow leaves, we have 25,000. So we're going to speed run through these. We're just going to buy everything at this point along the way. All I have to do is leave the menu open, do a few circles, buy upgrades, rinse, repeat. It's literally that easy. And I accidentally bought a Roomba, so we're going to have one of those now. He's going to go around and be my little helper. Anyways, we're into the flasks already. These are going to be a little bit slower because I can't physically blow them. I'm very legitimately going to grind up another 1 million coins because we need increased converter output. And then another 1.5 million later, very legitimately earned, we're going to buy a printer adder. I honestly don't know if there's even a point in doing that at this point, but when you've got infinite money, you might as well spend it. We're basically done red, and that's got to be a record. Now 2.16 black leaves makes 8.54 red flasks, so 4 times the output. So we just do that very same thing for every color flask until we're at the yellow one. I'm still sad that the game is handling this so well. I really wanted to slow down at some point, but that might be hard to do in a game like this. I'm on to the purple flasks. This has been an easier journey than it normally is, and we're up to 1.77 million green leaves for every green leaf blown off the edge of the screen. And then just kind of for funsies, I added another 10 million of these coins because I think we probably need more converters. We have 13 currently. $10 million only buys me another 6. Things get so expensive here. But that also means that we're getting 10 times the resources out that we're putting in, at least with the red flasks. So let's start these strange flasks because those are always the slowest and hardest ones to get. The hardest material in the game. There's 4,000 so far, and we need 1 million of them. That's even still going to be pretty hard to do because they're very slow to produce. But where there's a will, there's a way. We're just going to start buying upgrades and we'll get there eventually. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. After spending, millions of coins, we're going up by about 50,000 per tick. So we'll be at 1 million in like 10 seconds. And our green leaves are up to 2.32 million per leaf. Even our gold ones are up to 1.3. And speaking of which, do we have enough? 122 billion for the next leaf marketing upgrade. So we'll maybe just get some more trees. We get a new leaf blower. What is this thing? Drill! An overclocked drill that you borrowed from your neighbor a few years ago. I'm just enjoying blowing leaves and going through all the fun text that Dev left for me. But also we need to find out what tool is next, so black potions get us a fan. I'm a total fan of this fan, and this looks like the final upgrade to the tools. I guess there's nothing blowier than a fan. Okay, we're gonna stop being distracted now and finally spend our potions on the new level that we didn't have before. Because of my upgrade, it drops you in a new level, so this is called the Abyss. Some leaf blowers were never seen again after descending into the Abyss, which is pretty accurate because we're probably going to break something here. And there's a new kind of leaves for us. Exotic leaves. They're extremely heavy. I can barely blow them off the map. Thank you game dev for making this easy, but not, too easy, though we already have 120,000 of them. We can buy a farming certificate. With this certificate, you're an official farmer now. I'm an official farmer, even though I cheated my way here. So while we're here, we should probably chase the BLC coin rewards, because these really are the most valuable currency in the game. They're very hard to get, and we only need 2 more levels here. I'm going to buy all the leaf blowers and all the nuclear fuel. Now we're up to 150,000 even brown leaves per leaf and 3.2 million green leaves. Now look at them go, doing all the work for me. They at least get the leaves close to the corner so I can blow them out of the way. Pure profit. PLC 10 out of 10. So if I was to do the big crunch now, I get 126 red coins. I've really got to start paying attention to stuff. I've got all sorts of new things I didn't even know about. So because I'm a certified farmer, buy seeds, collect seeds, get more leaves, repeat. Increase seed rewards by 0.1% per level. They're very expensive upgrades. But I'm a rich person. Buy max. We got 6 levels there and we had hundreds of billions of leaves. But I'm pretty sure if I can upgrade these to the maximum, we'll have done some damage today. To try and put into perspective how expensive these are, I can't even afford the first gold leaf upgrade. Level 1 of 50 costs 8 billion. The most expensive costs 1.70 trillion of these goddamn leaves.
Challenge accepted.
Alright, now that I've got my fan and a vast fortune of coins, we're gonna big crunch it for 252 red coins and start the whole process again. But this time it'll go even faster. Now, what do we spend the BLC coins on? The ones that are really gonna make this ridiculous are Master of Leaves because increase all leaf rewards by 400% per level, and What the Combo increases combo multiplier by 200%. This one's cheaper, so we're gonna start with that and we're gonna buy another one of those. Then one more of these. That by itself is stupid. And I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna make it back to where I started this video. Do we feel like 100 million coins is going to be enough to make some progress? Now we can work on our coin upgrades. Starting probably with the basic leaves. 100% basic leaf rewards. Buy max. Only 13 levels. I guess to be fair, we should do the same for the golden leaves. We need to increase their values by... I don't know yet. Probably a lot. We'll maybe get 1 billion coins. We're going to spend 1 billion coins on gold leaf upgrades. Which does sound pretty great and all, but even like this, it takes a long time to save up 1 billion coins. I had to travel back to one of the basic levels because if I was at the end level, I only get green and brown leaves. I need everything in between. I was blowing so hard that I lost track of how many coins I have. We're up to 1.18 billion. So let's see how many levels of gold leaves that's gonna buy. Only 15. But that's still in theory 1500% gold leaf rewards. And thanks to those new upgrades, a few seconds later we're getting 1.8 million gold leaves per leaf. And we've still got a long ways to go. You know, we should spend a lot of these coins on the upgrade discount, because that's just an investment in the future. We can't buy them all because, wow, things get expensive fast, but reduce upgrade prices by 1%, so 20% discount. So my next upgrade is only 2.15 billion, and even the basic multiplier combos are about 1.5 billion each. But how could I say no to 2.3 million leaves per leaf? I'm gonna go ahead and hold this button down for a second, and I feel like this is probably gonna jump us ahead just a little bit in the game. Now I've got 2 million BLC coins to spend, so I'm gonna manually click these because they get expensive fast. They double in price every time I buy an upgrade. We're still gonna go a long ways, but I need to be careful not to run out of money on one thing, which I did anyway because I wasn't paying attention. But we're at level 21, so we're getting 6 million leaves per leaf. Looks like I'm gonna be sitting here blowing for quite a while longer. But these numbers still feel like amateur numbers. We can do better, so I'm gonna hold these buttons down for a real long time. And while I've just been sitting here, we've accumulated 4 trillion green leaves and 164 billion gold leaves. This game definitely requires patience. Now to spend 100 million coins on these upgrades, we're gonna go Master of Leaf plus the combo multiplier. We're gonna try and do these somewhat evenly. Master Leaves 25, what the combo, also 25. Now to further increase that combo, the upgrades are already costing 5 billion each, so we're only going to get so many of these. Luckily we have about 300 billion to spend. Now we're going to start in the platinum leaves and start working our way up from here. And we're going to change the scenery just for a change of color because I've been staring at the same thing for a long time. And I haven't even upgraded platinum leaves at all, and I've got 2 million of them already with 0 upgrades. 10 seconds later, with a few more upgrades, I have a billion platinum leaves already. 1 billion. And 184 trillion green leaves. Things are escalating nicely. And that was all before using my coins to buy further upgrades. So now we have 11 billion platinum leaves. And already we're going back into space. Even for the platinum leaves, we're getting 17 million per leaf. And basic leaves are up to 102 million leaves per leaf. So every 10 of those is 1 billion, which is why we have 175 trillion total. I very much still feel like those are rookie numbers though, so I'm literally going to hold these buttons down for the rest of my time playing, because every time I do, we just get more and more coins for more and more multipliers. 10 seconds later, we've unlocked void stuff, which won't take long to get through because we've got 25 million of them plus most of the upgrades. That happened in real time. And most of our leaves are into the billions, if not trillions by now. The more you blow, the bigger the numbers get, and it is very satisfying to just watch these get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's a little hard to see, but with our 4106 times combo, I think we're getting 137 million green leaves per leaf, which seems like quite a lot, but I feel like we can still do better. The next upgrade costs 1.3 trillion gold leaves. I don't know if I'm going crazy, but I feel like that just keeps looping around. I'm pretty sure we're at 999 trillion a second ago and it looped. Yeah, did you see the green leaf in the middle? It said billions on it. I'm confused as to what's happening. I think I actually broke the game finally. Or I'm hallucinating because I've been doing this. Oh, it's when I pick up the fruits. Did you see what it gave me when I picked it up? It was a huge reward. Right, so if you want to know how many basic leaves I've farmed this entire time, 4.18A. I don't know what A's are, but I assume it's whatever comes after trillion. But good news, I've got enough coins to increase Master of Leaves again. I just picked up a fruit somewhere and it said 1.3 something A's, so that by itself is over 1,000 trillions from a single fruit. Oh, there we go. It finally went up to 5.87 A's. It accepted its new currency. See, 3.52 A's for a single fruit. I have a desperate need to watch that number get very big. Jumped up to 7.6A. I want to find out what's after A. Now, the only way to kind of make any quick progress at this point is to go to where the brown leaves are. Because we need to unlock farming because, well, we've got unfathomable amounts of everything else. We have 723 brown leaves. So we'll hang out here where the brown leaves roam, and we're up to 2.55 million already. Now that we bought a few small upgrades, look at the numbers go up. There's 1 billion brown leaves, and that took about 15 seconds. And there's 1.5 billion brown leaves, which means we can afford the 10,000 we need for the farming upgrade, which means we can spend on all these very expensive upgrades. Because remember earlier when these seemed so expensive, 6.32 billion, I've got 1.37 trillion now. Yeah, we've only got 5.5 billion brown leaves so far, so we're gonna have to wait on those. Even spending a trillion of these isn't a big deal. The number doesn't even move, like 12.94 trillion, click, and it dropped by one little amount. So with all the upgrades we have, 3.8 million brown leaves per leaf. Now, I'm not really sure where to go from here. I've been holding down these two buttons forever. It's hard to make it even look like my currency is moving, but it is. But upgrades are so slow right now just because the numbers are so damn big everywhere. I think I'd better introduce the Roomba into the mix. The Roombas would be picking all these up for me. Oh, there's 134.45 A's. Did you guys see it? 34.45 A's is such a ridiculous number. There's 93 A's. I don't know why the numbers vary, but 93 A's. For the slow of you out there is 93,000 trillions. We could probably afford all the auto leaf blowers because we generally have trillions of anything. Oh, we made it into C. We skipped B entirely, 1.08 C's. I'm not really sure why, but we have 2.91 C's. And my little leafy helpers are zooming around, fully upgraded, gathering everything they possibly can. And we can give our helpers our tools. They all have fans in spirit at least. All of this progress, and the game still hasn't skipped a beat, not once. Even with 57 C's, the game is still running just fine. So how many green leaves are we getting now? I bet it's a lot. 373 million leaves per leaf. And I just saw a fruit that dropped 10 C's. Oh, there's 27 C's all by itself, which means I can buy 2 upgrades for now. That's still quite a lot. And I think we're up to about 400 million leaves per leaf, which isn't too bad. And another combo upgrade somehow. This is getting ridiculous. Our combo is at just about 5,100, over 5,000 times combos. I just picked up a single fruit and it was worth about 100 C's. That's pretty much more than everything else we found in this entire game combined, times a billion. I'm just kind of proud that I blew things so hard that the game dev helped me blow even harder. If we were to prestige right now, we'd have 140 billion coins to spend. Probably sounds like a pretty good idea. But we also moved into D's. We got 3.25 D's. Yeah, there we go. All we need is 5.75 Ds to buy another upgrade. I would literally play this game forever if I could. But on that note, I feel like my work here is basically done. We've gotten such an absurd amount of things that I don't even know how to begin to describe it. Okay, so again, because there's still something wrong with me, I let the game kind of run for itself doing the auto upgrade thing to see what would happen, and we're up to 1.83E now. I don't really know what that means, but I'm pretty sure that means something is broken because we were just at hundreds of E's. So we went from hundreds back to just 1.83E. So anyways, that's a really big number. All the way to E. Today, we're gonna do it. We're gonna push things way further. We already have an incredible 105 million celestial leaves and 100 capital I green leaves, and the rest of them are all into the H's, G's, and F's, which is ridiculous numbers. And if I were to do the big leaf crunch right now, we would get almost 30 million red coins. And that's without any boosters on, so if I let this run for maybe a few hours, we'll be exactly where we need to be. Finally. And that's considering every one of these enemies we kill is giving us about 700,000 leaves on average, so almost a million. And while I'm waiting, I'm going to spend some of my many coins increasing my converter count and output, because as I'm converting leaves into the chemistry stuff, they can actually get BLC rewards themselves, and the faster they do that, the faster I win. Plus I do have like 36 sextillion coins or something thereabouts, so I could probably spend a few, because even in the trillions, I'm clicking and that number hasn't moved a little bit, and it's not going to for a few more clicks. But we're into the A's, and I need to pay attention because it can very quickly go from A to C. And since we're collecting celestial leaves and we can get celestial fruit, let's increase their fruit count. Probably all the way to level 50 because we just have that many coins. But then we're also going to increase the chance for multiple fruits. We're going to push this up into the probably trillions, maybe quadrillions. And then I guess probably also just higher chance to spawn fruit by 0.5% per level, so we're probably going to go to level 50 on this. Level 50 is going to cost 425 million. We bought all these things, my coin number hasn't moved moved once. I'm pretty sure I just saw a celestial fruit. It gave me 11,000 leaves, which is a fraction of what the enemies give me, so that was maybe a bit of a waste. But I'm used to wasting things, mostly my time. Every once in a while I stop in to check in on things, and we're hitting max amounts for many of our leaves so far. And we're up to 30 million BLC coins if we were to restart, and we can buy more BLC coins with my celestial leaves. We have 700 million, the first level is going to cost 102 million, and they're going to get expensive fast. There's 200 million, and we can't even afford the third level, but that did push us all the way up to 31.5 million. So you can see it's a slow process. And then if I put my boosters on for a second, we're up to 42.5 million, so it's not actually so far off. Since I'm just waiting anyway, let's buy more enemies please for 50 million celestials, and then we're the enemies for 160 million celestials. That's just going to increase our farming rate slightly, but over the next 24 hours, that's going to make a big difference overall. I made a few more teeny tiny upgrades along the way. Now we're getting about 800,000 leaves per enemy killed. And we're up to 35.5 million BLC coins should we want to restart. But interestingly, if we restart only for our coins, we're going to get 120 D. And that's obviously considerably more than we have now. And we could use those to probably get a few more upgrades to more celestial leaves. Not a great deal more, but every little bit is going to help. I'm just trying to think if there's any unintended consequences to doing this. There probably is, but you know what? I don't have time to think about consequences. 120 D coming up. So now all I gotta do is tear through the remaining game all the way back to where I was, but that shouldn't take long because I'm already getting 112,000 leaves for every little one I pick up. And I found that the quickest way to tear through all this is to go straight to the void, where we can mine basically all the early game leaves, then start upgrading all those leaves as we collect them, which isn't going to be hard because we've already got millions. And then as always, once I start the combos on only the golden leaves, things really start to escalate because we've already got trillions of these leaves, and that number is going to keep going up pretty quickly. All I basically have to do right now is click through the different leaves, hitting buy max, and start on the next type of leaf. But I just work my way all the way to the end like this. It only takes a minute. But let's see how many more upgrades we're going to be able to get with my 120D. We buy 1, 2, 3. We can buy a few more, but they're going to get expensive. 4, 5. We will hold off on buying this 6, but that is an extra 500% celestial leaf rewards. And we're already into the chemistry part of things, and these are definitely going to help because once they start going, we get more BLC rewards. And I don't know anything about the artifacts yet, but we can get more seeds. Seeds make me huge amounts of leaves, and increasing the rate by 3% is actually huge. All it takes is 250 gems, which I'm fully willing to sacrifice. And by the time we're here, we're already into the quadrillions of the basic green leaves. And it didn't take us long to get right back to here, so let's see how much we're getting per enemy killed now. We were at about 800,000. There's 950 for one, another 900 there, so we've increased it by quite a bit. Let's call it at least a 10% increase overall, and that's actually considerable over the long term. And we've just gotten back to these leaves, and we're already into the quadrillions of every other type of leaf. So now I think I just sit back and wait for a little while and let the grind happen all by itself. After buying one more level of more celestial leaves, we don't need that many Ds. And we are getting almost up to 1 million leaves per enemy killed right now, so that's going to be fine. I'm going to let this run for a while and we'll come back to great reward. And we pretty quickly maxed out the number of green leaves we can get, because an extra 3% seeds really makes a difference. And with 21E exotic leaves, we can use those to get some BLC upgrades, probably almost all of them, all the way up to level 50, which puts us up to about 10 million BLC coins should we restart, but that number is growing pretty quickly. I really want to know about the true secrets in Leaf Blower universe, which is the artifacts, but I don't have 500 million BLC coins yet. But one itty bitty leaf at a time, we'll get there. Basically, once I get 2.5 billion celestial leaves, we can get the celestial seed started. Once I get one of those seeds, we'll be able to get all the leaves and BLC coins in the world. And we currently have about 700 million, so we need about 3.5 times as many leaves, and that's not really that bad. And by the time we get those, we should also have a lot of BLC coins anyways. It seems I just made a fairly important discovery, because look how many leaves you're getting when we kill the enemies now. 1.2, 1.4 million. And all I did was get bored and upgrade the damage for the Roombas. I spent a lot of money on the damage upgrades, but apparently the higher the damage, the more leaves you get when you kill enemies. I mean, scientifically that just makes sense. I was just too stupid to realize that all along. But that's almost doubled my production rate, and the more seeds I'm finding, the more I can upgrade their damage, and the faster we'll get this done. And while I'm at it, I might as well just start clicking on things and buying ridiculous amounts of things right now because I can afford it. Like, we're into the G's, we still gotta go through the H's into the I's before we're even going to start to move those numbers. So now for every little green leaf we blow off this screen, we get about $500 billion, or $500 billion. I'm even going to sacrifice a few of my celestial leaves to upgrade Roomba damage, because those upgrades are pretty cheap so far. I can sacrifice another 9 million, even another 40 million I'll live with, because they'll make that back pretty quickly. I've also realized that I actually have so many of the leaves now, I can upgrade their seed counts to extra 100% in total, and it's hardly even going to move the meters over here. That maybe took a little while, maybe a little longer than I thought it would, but we have enough to get the seeds. Those seeds are going to boost us ahead in a very big way. So now it's really just even more of the waiting game. I've slowly saved up another 570 million celestial leaves, and for some reason celestial seeds aren't spawning. So that's a lot of fun and also a lot of time wasted. I love when my plans work out so well. I've unlocked the seeds, they should be spawning. I don't know where they're not. They might just be very rare because they currently have a 1% chance or probably closer to a 3% chance, but this celestial leaves still aren't going up very quickly right now. So for the moment, I'm going to increase celestial marketing by 1 because that's going to help boost the numbers. Green leaves were getting close to $1 trillion per leaf right now. And that very expensive increase to celestial marketing didn't really make a huge difference. We're getting a little bit more leaves, but it's hardly noticeable. So here's my next very desperate play. We're going to do the big leaf crunch to get 21.43. Wait, let's not do this a stupid way. With our unique leaf and pet bonus, we can instead get 31.78 million, and I'll take that. We're going to crunch, then we're going to use these coins to get more celestial leaves. We're going to do it the hard way. And all we need to do is start at the beginning, though I did just pick up a seed and that gave me 500,000 green leaves, so it shouldn't take long. Plus, I do have a massive 32 million BLC coins to spend, or I could save up and then get enough to unlock the next level. Anyways, for now, we're just going to go doing what we normally do, buying max all the way down. The numbers are going to start going up quicker than we can click soon anyways. So just like last time, we're going to go to this level where all the leaves can spawn, and that way we can start doing our combo thing. It's been about 90 seconds and we're already making into the billions of leaves, so this is gonna go quicker than ever. I did of course forget that doing the big crunch did reset my coin upgrades, but I still have a ton of these left over, so I can pretty much still get everything I need. And all I really care about at this point are celestial leaves and maybe some upgrade discounts. I can't remember how much it costs to buy all 50, but we could probably afford it because I'm kind of rich when it comes to a lot of different leaves. And we're gonna get all the way to level 50, and that's easy. The other thing I'm gonna upgrade are the converter counts and converter outputs, because those are going to help get me through my chemistry section. And moving on to the heavy brown leaves, we've already got 20 billion of them, so none of the leaves are really hard to get at this point, with the exception of course of the celestials. But our BLC rewards are already up to 2.6 million, so it shouldn't be hard to bump that number up to about 20 million to give us 50 million in total to unlock new leaves. Speaking of celestial leaves, let's try and figure out how many we're getting now per kill. 500,000. That is considerably less than we were before, so we've got some work to do. A few small upgrades later and we're getting between 8 and 900,000 for each celestial kill, which is better but still not as good as it could be. And I'm kind of curious if it's worth doing this. Increase BLC point reward by +1 per level. The next level is going to cost 2 million. Is that going to be enough to make it worthwhile? I don't really know yet. I'm thinking it's probably not, because if I spend the brown leaves, these increase rewards by +100 per level, and I can do these a whole bunch of times, and it doesn't make a great deal of difference, so I'm not spending 2 million of the BLC coins to get a minor upgrade to them. I've also just realized that one of the pets that I don't have could probably be helping me a lot. Bunyo doubles converter speed, also adds +20 player HP. I don't know what HP does, I don't care, but double converter speed for 2 million, probably worth it. I'm very tired, so I'm just gonna buy it anyways, because that's gonna double the speed of my many flasks, which is going to increase BLC science through all of the flasks, and the strange flask, which has a double BLC bonus. And then it shouldn't take long at all to gain an additional 20 million BLC coins, considering we have 12 waiting for us already. I've just maxed out my BLC rewards through the exotic leaves, so that basically just leaves the flask. And also celestial leaves, but right now I'm focusing on the flasks, so these are going to be slow. And look what it is that we have. This took a long time to do, but if I were to restart right now, we would have almost 54, a little over 54 million BLC coins, and I'm going to do it now because I'm just really sick of waiting. So now we just gotta kind of, you know, do the whole thing again. Oh right, we've made it basically back to where we need to be. We've got everything unlocked except for the new level. So for 50 million hard-earned BLC coins, we now get the Mythical Garden, which has these 3. And luckily, I already unlocked the one type of leaf, so they will spawn here. The Mythical leaves. That's what we're looking to collect. And it once again looks like the type of leaves that come from killing enemies. So that's, you know, just And that's a very slow process because they have a lot of health. Wait, never mind. I see some spawning now. They're just very heavy and slow to get off this screen. We've already collected 20,000 of them. So once I properly boost up my combos and everything, we should be able to do a little bit better than 20,000. So there's 200,000. We're starting to roll. So let's unlock some marketing. And now we're into hundreds of thousands. These also come with some very nice BLC rewards, but also offline enemies. Enemy rewards will be added to offline earnings by 0.1% per level. That's actually going to be huge because there's enemies here. But now I'm going to spend whatever I can to boost my combos as high as I can without spending too many leaves. At least until I get some more seeds to get more gold leaves. But for now, we're having lots because I'm already up to, well, I just saw 8 million of these new mythical leaves. And I've switched back to my Roombas doing extra damage. So they're definitely hitting those guys and we're getting lots of leaves. I think the enemies here just give us green leaves, which is weird because I have a lot of green leaves. They do seem to give us like trillions when we do kill them, but I already have like septillions. Correction, they do give us mythical leaves. Millions at a time. Okay, they give us both green leaves and mythical leaves. And apparently the brown leaves too. They give you a bit of anything, but that's perfectly fine. I don't care what they give me right now as long as they give me something. Unlocking lava leaves is going to cost 10 billion mythical leaves, so that's going to take a minute. But we can also be upgrading mythical marketing for now. The seed upgrades for mythicals start at 2.74 trillion, which sounds like a lot, but I think it's actually going to be pretty easy to get these overall. Especially when I can be upgrading all leaves through the strange science. And then I'm going to keep increasing my combos so long as I can afford it. I don't want to spend all of these because the more I have, the more the seeds are worth. I did just see an enemy killed for 100 million mythical leaves, so that's going to add up pretty quickly. And I've just turned off the auto upgrades for fertilizer marketing and fuel because I realized that as quick as I was earning these leaves, I was spending them on useless upgrades. I need to stockpile these, that way their seeds are worth more. I've already got hundreds of millions of them this way. I now have 600 million mythical leaves because I keep upgrading them as I go, but I'm earning more and more, and I also have 5 million BLC coins when I want to crunch. By the time I'm ready to, I'm sure I'll get 100 million out of those. It's hard to know where to prioritize the mythical leaves. I could do mythical marketing, but that's going to be almost $1 billion each, or mythical fertilizer, which means I have a higher chance to spawn, but I'm only going to get a few levels out of that anyways. The mythical upgrades to BLC coins is nice though, because they increase BLC by 500 per level. I guess the smartest thing to do really would just be keep reinvesting in mythical marketing and fertilizer, that way I just get more mythical leaves, because all I want to do is unlock mythical seeds. Because once I get the seeds for anything, things just become easy. Well, I think the choice now obviously is to let this run even longer, maybe even all night. We'll see what we wake up to. Hopefully nothing lights on fire while I'm asleep. And many hours later, we have 280 billion mythical leaves, plus basically the max value for every other type of leaf in existence. If we were to big leaf crunch again, we could get 34 million BLC coins without my bonuses added. But more importantly, what can we do with all these mythical leaves? Also, I'm gonna buy this to buy as many increases to leaf types as I can. So that's going to go from 38 to 48. And while I'm at it, I'm going to max combo the gold leaves because I have as many of those as I could possibly hold right now. In fact, I'm going to spend 1.3 million BLC coins getting a bigger bag so I can hold more of those. Now my limit is 1 uppercase I. And I guess with all these leaves, I can also increase the hit damage for everything because I could probably buy it all the way to level 80 and not really affect my money that much. We're getting into the G's now. There's the I's. The number is just starting to move right now. But that's fine. But now the enemies are dying a lot quicker, so that's kind of nice. The gold leaves were the first ones to hit the new limit. Might have also been the green leaves. Actually, now that I look, they're all getting there suddenly. So we have a lot of leaves. And I brought our combo multiplier up to 120. So our combo is 1100 or times 481. Look at the massive numbers as we blow things off the screen. We've never had numbers this big before. But now what do we spend our 300 billion mythical leaves on? Probably just more mythical leaves, because these are going to be the ones to unlock the next step. And probably finally we'll do more offline enemies because that's only 300, 900, 2.7 billion, and we'll do one more for 8 billion. And I just realized this upgrade prints 1 printer each second, so it's a printer. So if I look at my printers right now, it's giving me a new printer every few seconds. So this number is actually going to get very big all by itself. And look at the value of what it's doing. We're into the U's already for value. We're going to pass Z's, and I'm very curious to see what's past Z. There's the X, there's the Y, Z, and okay, it just goes into the E's. So this is far and away the biggest number we've seen in this game. So since we have a lot of printers now, we're going to start to buy the printer multiplier because increases printed leaves by 100% per level. That's just going to further multiply off the massive amount of printers we have. We got that to level 85, so 8,500%. And these are just hitting infinity now, so that's going to get pretty ridiculous. I feel like we're going to get a lot of leaves out of this deal, because currently it prints and collects 191 mythical leaves per second per level, but that's already up to 195, 197. So you can see how this is going to get really big and reward us very well. I wish I had known this was a thing last night, because that could have been running for 8 hours already. I am going to buy another level of that now though for 13 billion, because that's going to help to add up. Aside from that, I'm going to get more offline enemies, just one level of that because that's valuable, and then the rest are going into more BLC. We're going from level 5 to level 14. And that puts our BLC reward up to 50 million without the bonuses. So once I add those, it'll be over 60, maybe even 70 million. And the rest of the money I'm going to spend on mythical fertilizer, just getting leaves to spawn a little bit more. And checking in on our printers, we're at about 400 mythical leaves per second. So that number is going to get really big over time. This is a game that's all about blowing leaves off the edge of the screen. Every time we do, we get one leaf, and this game is entirely free. It hasn't taken more than a couple seconds, we've saved up 130 leaves. And I know you're pretty jealous of that. But we can spend 50 to buy a rake. Instead of using telekinesis, we have a rake that's a little more powerful. We can blast those leaves some way across the map. We can also upgrade the trees, they're going to spawn more leaves overall. And we're just going to spend all of our current money on that, we're going to have more leaves to blow off the screen. And it's so satisfying, I could just go back and forth like this forever. But we're going to spend a little bit of money on fertilizer. Leaves drop 1% faster per level, so there's an extra 5% faster leaf generation. The more leaves we have, the more we blow off the screen, the more money we make. Big leaves, small leaves, all leaves, it's all very good stuff. I picked up a fruit that dropped. So the next 500, we're going to buy more trees. More trees mean more leaves, which means more money per second. There's something very satisfying about going back and forth, working all those leaves slower and slower, closer to the edge. And since we made $500, we now get a bigger rake. Blow power 4, range 4, so that means we blow them even harder from further away, which means it'll take almost no time at all to make our way back up to $1,000. And for 500, we could buy leaf marketing. We get an extra leaf per leaf off the screen, which is a huge upgrade. And then we're going to add a little bit of fertilizer. Now we're going to get rich quickly. Look at the numbers go up. We can make like $100 a second if the leaves spawn. We're also going to buy an automatic leaf blower. He just goes around the screen occasionally blowing leaves off, so we don't actually have to work anymore. He's just a good assistant. Go my little Roomba, go. Make us a fortune. We'll add some nuclear fuel to our tools. That costs 100, 150, 338. That's going to make them just more powerful. That way I can just go back and forth, and at least for these little light leaves, we can blow them right off the screen in a hurry. We very quickly saved up another $3,000, so let's add some trees. Now every time the trees do their little burst, the map really fills up with leaves. We push them all off for even more money. Another $3,000, and we're going to add some leaf marketing. We're going to get more leaves per leaf, plus a little fertilizer, so they'll spawn quicker. But we're also getting 3 leaves per leaf off the edge now. And we have a long ways to go. We need to upgrade our rake into whatever these things are for the ultimate blowing power. I see they saved a space down below for your mom, the biggest blower of all. But I am kind of annoyed that the leaves don't blow all the way off the map. I do have to chase them a little ways. So I'm going to buy the next leaf blower. It's a leaf blower. Power 6, range 6. So I blow them from further away and they'll go a lot further. That's going to make it a lot quicker. So quick, in fact, we've already made another $1,000 and it cost 5. The 2 upgrades I need to focus on are trees and fertilizer. We're going to have more trees spawning more leaves because that's what it's all about. The more they can drop, the more money we're going to make per second. Basically, it means we can do more blowing, and that's all we're here to do today, is just blow and blow and blow. We very quickly saved up 10,000 leafy dollars, which means we could buy gold leaves. Trees can drop gold leaves, those are worth a lot more. And they get their own whole separate category down on the bottom. They're pretty rare to spawn on this level. I think I can see a few now on this screen, but they're going to take a little while to pile up. But that's okay, I've got nothing but time. $12,500, which means we get better leaf marketing, which means we get 4 leaves per leaf off the edge. That's a 33% increase. And by now we've saved up a little bit of golden leaves, so we can actually have more golden trees spawning more golden leaves. So now we can suck up 2 currencies, or rather blow them off the edge. If I hold still for just a few seconds, look at all the leaves that now emerge on the screen. It doesn't take long at all, and then we blow them off, and that's all pure profit. But we can still do more. We're going to add another tree and more fertilizer. Also probably some more nuclear fuel for my leaf blower so it blows even harder. It's starting to get pretty good. We don't blow the leaves all the way across the screen, but it's getting closer. And then we're going to upgrade the golden trees so we get more golden leaves spawning, because those are the next currency we need to work on. They're going to buy bigger leaf blowers. I've quickly saved up almost $20,000, so I'm going to buy more nuclear fuel because that's going to be relevant to any leaf blower we have. That makes it definitely stronger. That means we'll blow the heavy golden leaves a little bit further. I had to step away for a minute, so I bought 2 helpers, and they've actually been doing pretty good in the background, but look at all those leaves that piled up. which means we're definitely going to buy more gold trees and certainly more gold fertilizer so they pop up more often. And since we have 32,000 green leaves, we're definitely going to upgrade the green leaf spawn rate as well. Now we're going to be able to do even more blowing, and there's a golden apple. That's worth 100 gold leaves. And we saved up another 500 gold leaves, so we get the next leaf blower, advanced leaf blower, power 8, range 8. Look at the size of this thing. We can just blow right off the map. We can almost just do big circles and get pretty much the entire thing. I just pass through the middle once in a while, and it's really, really satisfying. Some people have hobbies and go on vacations. I blow leaves. My super leaf blower has quickly gotten us another 500 golds. That means I can get gold marketing, so I'm going to get 2 gold leaves per leaf, which means I really quickly save up enough for more upgrades to spawn even more gold leaves for even more satisfaction. And for the next 500 gold, we're going to buy leaf combo. So that's going to get double the leaves so long as the combo is going, and we can increase that with more upgrades. But even at this basic level, we're now getting 4 gold leaves per gold leaf. So now the numbers is going to start to go bananas a little bit, and I'm here for it. I'm also going to buy the green leaf marketing up one more, so we're going to get even more leaves per one of those. We're getting 10 per leaf. And for the next 1,000 gold leaves, we're going to have a higher combo multiplier, so we're going to get even more per gold leaf. 6 gold leaves for every leaf blown off the edge, so that's going to start to go up and up and up. The upgrades pay for themselves. And since we have so many green leaves, I'm going to get another helper. We're going to add some extra trees, and then we're going to add some more nuclear fuel to our leaf blower. Now we have 3 helpers. They run out of fuel quite a lot, but they'll help keep my combo going because they're always doing something to help me. Then I'm going to spend another 500 gold leaves. That's just going to help my combo go higher so it lasts a little bit longer, I think. Now we need to go back to buying trees and fertilizer because we can actually have a lot more gold leaves spawning than what are. We're also now up to 15 green leaves per leaf off the edge. And we saved up 1,750 gold leaves. That means we get better gold leaf marketing. So now we're getting 9 leaves per leaf off the edge. I don't know how they've made the combination of leaf blowing and math so exciting, but this is the most satisfying game you'll ever play. And there's another 3,000 gold leaves already, which means the combo multiplier goes up by 1 again. Now we're getting 12 gold leaves per leaf. That's going to get ridiculous really, really quick, and we're here for ridiculous. And it's only costing 400 to upgrade the amount of green leaves that spawn. That's up to 900 now because that goes quickly. But that helps. The more we have spawning, obviously the more money we're going to make, but that also helps keep our combo up at the very top. I also didn't realize I have 165,000 green leaves, so we're going to get more trees, and then we're going to get a lot more fertilizer, and again just more leaves in general, a lot more. They might be very basic leaves, but they try really hard, and they cover the screen, then I blow them off, and I find that immensely satisfying. Just a man battling the leaves for all eternity. There's another 6,000 gold leaves. That means I get better golden marketing. So now 16 gold leaves for every one of those that goes off the edge, and there's starting to be a lot of them. I also bought a 4th leafy helper. The little leafy Roomba is going to help again just keep the combo alive and get some of those leaves that I'm too lazy to get. Although it's pretty hard to beat me to the leaves, I'm pretty addicted to this already. I bought a 5th leaf blower helper just because it was kind of cheap, and I just can't help but click on things. I'm a clicker by nature. The next combo multiplier is only 9,000, and I'm going to keep doing leaf marketing and combo multipliers. Now we're getting 20 leaves per leaf. And the green leaves are very quickly stacking up again. We had almost 200,000 of them, so we'll buy more upgrades for those. And I just realized since we're already making 5,000 golden leaves in a hurry, we can actually buy the next leaf blower, which is a nuclear leaf blower. Power 10, range 10. This wouldn't be the first time I created a nuclear incident in my yard, but this really sends the leaves flying, especially the basic ones. The gold ones are still a little heavy, but I'm pretty sure I have a solution for that. We spend $100,000 on nuclear fuel to give us a little more oomph. I don't think I've ever used that word in my entire life, so congratulations, you guys were here for it. The nuclear fuel for gold actually starts out quite cheap, so we're going to spend some money on that because it's very easy for us to make that money back. Look at the leaves go now. Now they're really going flying. Another 22,000 means more gold leaf marketing. That's going to put the multiplier way up. We're getting 25 per leaf now. 25. They're even on par with the green leaves now, and the green leaves are very valuable. And you can see the trees growing along the edge of the map. I've been upgrading those in the background, both green leaf and gold leaf, so we're getting more leaves than ever spawning. In the background, we saved up 370,000, so we're going to get better green leaf marketing. They're now getting 30 leaf per leaf over the edge. That's going to add up mega quick. I also just spent a rather big fortune on golden leaf combo, so now we're getting 30 per gold leaf. And while we're at it, we're going to unlock platinum leaves. I don't know if we can use these yet because they might be the wrong area. But when you're rich, you buy stupid things like that without thinking. I decided the Roombas needed an update, so I gave them a new skin. I upgraded the golden leaves and leaf spawn rate, so we're making more than ever before. But even now, we have 14,000 gold leaves. I feel like that's not actually a lot in the grand scheme of things, and it's getting harder and harder to make progress. So what we need to do is unlock the platinum leaves, and for that we need a new area. And that's going to cost 20 coins, which we had to prestige to get a hold of, but now we're in the neighbor's yard. My greed couldn't be contained, so we've unlocked the neighbor's garden, which have platinum leaves, and we're going to spend a few coins to unlock the next area, which is a desolate mountaintop, but I don't think we need to be here yet. But don't worry, because we can actually spend these gold coins to get more leaves. So we're getting an extra 300% gold and green leaves. So as soon as you blow any of these off the map, they're already getting 4 each, so we're going to be back to where we were and further in no time at all. I very quickly unlocked the golden leaves. Already to begin, we're getting 4 per one off the map, so we're getting 4 times the amount we were a minute ago. We've already made it to the point where every golden leaf over the edge is worth a fortune. 64 leaves every time one of those goes over the edge, and we can still go way higher. It really only takes us a couple seconds to make 9,000 gold leaves. That's enough to increase the multiplier, so now we're going to get even more for every gold over the edge, 64 leaves. And the basic green leaves are up to 96, so basically 100 every time one of those goes over the edge. More golden leaf marketing is going to help in a big way, and we'll even add more trees and spawn rate. Now we get 80 gold leaves for everyone over the edge. That's really starting to stack up stupidly quick. And we should probably unlock platinum leaves at some point because we can slowly start stacking those up in the background. They're going to be rare to spawn at first, but the more we start stacking them up, the more upgrades we can get and the more we'll see them. And combo multiplier can go up, so it's getting big. Now we're up to 120 green leaves and 100 gold leaves for everyone over the edge. So I could just sit here for a few hours and stockpile an absolute fortune worth of all these. We're also stacking up enough for the platinum guys so we can start adding platinum trees and spawn rate, so we'll see those more and more. But like we've already saved up another 50,000 golden leaves and that took like 10 seconds. And that's not really an exaggeration. So we can definitely increase their spawn rate. Even the platinum leaves, suddenly we're starting to get a lot of. So we'll unlock platinum apples and we're just trying to get them to spawn more at this point because we can use the gold ones to increase our multiplier. Because even while I was just screwing around doing that, we saved up 85,000 gold leaves. So a combo multiplier itself can go up at this point. We're up to 200 gold leaves per leaf. And we're a millionaire in green leaves, 1.3 million green leaves. So that means we can continue to upgrade it in a big way. And of course we get a new leaf blower. It looks like a light bulb, airplane turbine, power is 12 and range is 12. Look at this, that's so much better. This is definitely the most satisfying one yet, just based on its ridiculous power. And we've got another 100,000 golden leaves to spend. So we're gonna do combo max and combo duration, and we'll add a little bit of nuclear fuel. So now the golds are up to 220, the green ones are up to 260. The gray ones, I don't know because I haven't really seen any go over the edge, but probably lots. 11 per one. Speaking of which, we should probably go ahead and upgrade so they spawn more, because I'm not really paying attention to them yet. I just want to look once in a while and have a million to spend. Like, we just saved up 500 in that few seconds that took, so now things are starting to make progress. I'm going to buy golden leaf marketing again, and we're actually going to make them spawn more, so now they're worth a fortune, 264 per gold leaf. So 4 of them is over 1,000, and there's a lot of them on the board. I can also buy Slap Force to increase damage to the enemies because we're not really hurting them yet, but I'm not too worried about them either. We're going to buy Platinum Marketing to get them worth a lot more, and then we're going to increase their spawn rate. So they are up to 36 per leaf at this point, and there's just a lot of leaves in general spawning, which is very satisfying. That keeps our combo up and keeps us rich. We have 250,000 gold leaves in the bank. So we're going to increase our spawn rate in a big way. And then we're going to get more platinum marketing and more platinum spawn rate. And even those are going up by the thousands now. They're very heavy though. They're a little bit hard to blow along. But that's okay because for only 5,000 we could buy a leaf-powered leaf blower that has power and range of 14. And it looks like this, much bigger. Basically it looks like some kind of paparazzi camera, but this is much more dangerous. Combo multiplier is only 250,000, max combo is going to go up again, and combo duration, why not, and then nuclear fuel for the rest. Now every gold leaf over the edge, 336. These numbers are going up stupidly quick now. I'm also going to buy some more auto leaf blowers using the gray leaves, and I'm also just going to buy these. It's going to make all my little helpers a lot better, and it's pretty cheap considering how rich we are. I think I can actually max out some of these stats at least, so they'll charge quicker, they're going to have extra blowing power. That is going to help out a lot more. I'm still going to be the main driving source here, but if I want to go away to make another coffee, I can do so and leave them in charge. We should probably unlock the rainbow leaves though, bismuth. But in order to unlock the bismuth leaves, we need to go back to the mountain, which now looks like this. All of our leaves are going to come with us, we just have a different background. And rainbow leaves are going to spawn once in a while. We already have 15 of them thanks to all of our combos. Which means we can afford to buy another rainbow tree, which means more leaves spawning, which means more value for us. Everything's going to go up and up and up. I zoned out for a second and we very quickly made 1 million gold leaves. So we're going to turn our combo multiplier up because the more gold leaves we have, the more that's going to benefit everything. So we're also going to make them spawn quite a bit more as well, but they were already getting such a stupid amount. We're up to 500 green leaves per leaf and 400 gold. And I'm already forgetting about our new valuable rainbow leaves, so we need to start making them spawn more. But we just made back what we just spent, and now we've doubled, tripled that amount. So we're going to increase our marketing and their spawn rate so that they can spawn more, and we're going to get so much more for each one of those we find. So bismuth, it's hard to see, 51 per leaf. They're already getting 51 for everyone that blows off the edge, so we've made 5,000 of them already. So that means we can definitely buy what looks to be a pipe, large paint roller. How does this even work? It's 15 power in range. We don't question how it works, we just enjoy the blowing. And in the background, we just continually upgrade anything we can, like leaf marketing for the green leaves. Okay, apparently we had a lot of those. We just spent 10 million green leaves because we had 10 million green leaves. And max combo is going to go up again, so that's going to be a big increase for all of our leaves. And we've gotten way ahead on bismuth because I haven't been paying attention because I've just been upgrading everything ever. We're going to turn up their marketing and their spawn rate. Now you can just watch the number on the right. There's 5,000, there's 11,000, 12,000. And when the leaves spawn in, they really go up. There's 20,000 of them already. And by the time you're done seeing what something's doing, you've gotten so many of other things you can upgrade the life out of them. And anytime I have extra money, I usually just throw it into nuclear fuel so our leaf blower gets stronger. Not that it needs the help at this point. But yeah, I upgraded the rainbows and then checked that out. Then I upgraded the grays, and now we already have 60,000 rainbows again. So I'm going to buy things like the ALB bumper so my little bumpers can run into enemies and actually hurt them. And then we're just going to spend some money on their blowing power because we have a lot of extra money to spare. And then I'm going to spend a bunch of money on nuclear fuel because I can buy ridiculous things at this point. There we go. Now we're clearing the map in a hurry. And I've maxed out the greens trees. So the basic leaves, that's as many trees as we can have. Their fertilizer's got a ways to go. But at the rate we make those, it's kind of stupid. It's hundreds of thousands per second. And gold leaf upgrades are getting expensive. We're getting into the millions for those. But that's okay because they're really, really powerful upgrades. They make all the leaves better. And we're going to turn up rainbow marketing, bismuth, and then we're going to add their spawn rate in a big way because we've been saving these up for a while. So even the rainbow leaves, we're getting 113 per one off the edge of the map, and we're starting to spawn them quite a lot. So we're getting really rich. And we can turn our combo multiplier up again. Wow, the next one's going to be $6 million, so that's not cheap. But we're making so much per leaf now, it's not that bad. I just turned the nuclear fuel up in a bunch of different spaces, so now we're really blowing those leaves around. This thing is stupidly strong. And the ALBs, the little Roombas, are very upgraded too, so they're actually able to blow a lot of leaves all by themselves. Since I have the money, I'm going to turn up the slap force a little bit too. That way when they hit the enemies, they'll be able to kill them because we get good stuff from killing them too. I think in order to kill the enemies at this point, I'd almost have to not move and let the Roombas do all the leaf blowing and pushing. And it's mostly just a matter of hoping they run into the enemies because they still have a lot of health. Well, I'm going to step away for a minute and let my little idiots work for a bit, and we'll come back and see where we're at. My servants are good for something. I've come back, I have 100 million green leaves and 23 million gold. So that means my combo multiplier is going up, and so is the max combo twice. And then we're just going to go back to spawning even more of those. We've maxed out gold trees. So now I have a gold leaf over the edge, 650. That's going to add up rather quick. For green trees, I'm just going to add them spawning more leaves because you can never have too many leaves. We even have 5 million of these, so we could definitely increase their spawn rate. Give them a little more slap force, and then maybe just the blowing power for the little helpers. And for the rainbow leaves, we're probably just going to upgrade their spawn rate because they're still the hardest one to get. But if we do this, we still have 2 million to spend, so we're going to have a lot more of those. Now these numbers are going to get stupidly big, stupidly fast, and I can blow the leaves right off the map from pretty much anywhere. Basically, all of these earnings mean that when I prestige again, I'm going to get 2,000 coins instead of the 120 I had last time. And I would spend those on increasing numbers across the board, even getting more of each of these. Not to mention things like extra prestige coins, extra discounts for upgrades. And then once we got rolling again, we would get a stupid amount of leaves because we're already getting 5 per leaf. So I'll see you in 10 years once these add up. We're going to spend the entire day sucking and you're going to watch. As we sit on this enormous floor, dust spawns. With the dust, we suck it up. We wait for more to spawn, we suck that up as well. We wait for more to spawn, and we suck that up as well. The more we suck up, the more we can spend on upgrades to get things like increased dust particle spawn. Increased common dust particle size, reduce the amount required for a lump by 5. Not really sure what that means, so I'm going to buy more of that. Dust can also be sold by money. We're a dust stealer. We spend our days sucking and our nights selling. Looks like we sell 1 dust for $1. Which means we have $10 to our name and we can buy new tools. We can buy a new vacuum for $10 basic. 100 extra power, bigger radius, bigger width, bigger angle. Now I've made it in life, no one can tell me otherwise. Even as it is, I'm really enjoying this. I could probably just do this for a long time. So the way to progress, I gotta suck up lots of tiny little gray dots. We suck up enough, we get one big one. And that's what we trade for the money. We can either sell it for money or use it for upgrades. I want to get lump spawning, spawn common dust lumps. And we're just going to continue to increase the spawn rate as well. The more stuff we can have on the ground, the better. There's our first lump. Don't you worry, we're going to be rich in no time at all. For the next vacuums, it won't even tell me how much it is. We want the turbo stick, but we don't know what it's going to cost. Okay, I'm going to increase my carpet, increase common dust particle spawn amount by 8 per level. I don't know why I have such trouble reading those. And then the simple spawn rate's going all the way up. Basically, I want this whole gigantic floor made of dust, and it replenishes itself every second. And then we're going to have a vacuum so strong, it's literally just a black hole. I guess we could sell 50 dust for $50 and see what that gets us. It's not enough for the turbo stick, so I guess back to sucking for us. I think I found a treasure chest, so it's nice of that to show up. So eventually we can increase the chest spawn rate and stuff. For now, we'll just open the one we got, which time-lapsed us 11 minutes. I don't think we were moving during that 11 minutes, so I don't think that did anything at all. Who doesn't love a game that's all about sucking? I made over 100 dust bunnies, so I'm going to unlock dirt as well. That's an entirely new currency with entirely new upgrades. It's not going to spawn very often to start, but we'll add it up quickly. The dirt's also a lot heavier. I can see the vacuum sort of sucking, struggling to suck it up. But the turbo stick has come available. It's only $100. And we just sold enough dust bunnies to do that. So we're just going to click on that. We're going to use the auto clicker for that. And there's our $100. One turbo stick coming up. Extra 100 power. The angle stays the same. The width, the radius goes up a little bit. That feels a little better. And we're sucking up the dirt a lot more efficiently too. The dirt's what's going to matter, I suspect. We're going to spend our first 12 dirt upgrading the carpet and the elixir of growth. That's just going to help us get more dirt. Another treasure chest spawned. What's this one got in store for us? We time-lapsed 16 minutes. But again, I don't think I was moving for that, so 16 minutes did very little for us. To celebrate our astounding luck, we're going to increase the spawn rate of dirt, which is a weird thing to say. I'm picturing this is like the other side of black holes in the universe, so the stuff gets sucked in there all the time, and it just spits out here on this floor in particles like this, where this guy vacuums it up. We quickly saved up another 20 dirt, so that means we can spend another 20 dirt. We're going to increase the spawn rate and then also the elixir of growth. Upping the spawn rate really does help. We already made another 7 dirt and we just started again. I actually just zoned out and was enjoying this so much that I quickly saved up 210 dust. We can actually buy an autonomous vacuuming assistant for only 50. I didn't realize that. The next one's 500, but that's going to help because next time we get a time lapse, it'll actually make a difference. Aside from that, I'm going to get more spawn rate, probably just a lot more spawn rate. And then with the leftovers, we're going to buy carpet. And then with the leftovers of that, elixir of growth, that's just going to get a lot more dust spawning. Now we have 33 dirt to spend. We're going to get lump spawning and elixir of growth. Basically, more dirt's going to spawn again. And we have our little helper now also doing stuff. So I could just walk away and come back in 10 years and we'd win. And to upgrade my Roomba, I can just spend money. I don't have a lot of money yet, and I don't know how good they're going to be anyway. They've got to earn their upgrades. He's only been alive for 30 seconds, so he hasn't earned anything. I can sell dirt though, and it's twice as valuable as dust. But also for dirt, I'm going to increase the spawn rate twice. And every time that I buy the elixir of growth, it reduces the size needed for a clump by 5. So I only need 75 now to get 1 currency in it. It started at 100. And that will actually make a colossal difference over time. That's a 25% increase already. It's only 50 dirt for an autonomous vacuuming a Roomba, so we're going to get 2 of those now, because then I have to do even less work. I just increased the amount of particles that spawn, so when they blast out of their black hole, they give more dots now. Don't act like you're not excited about that. And with our 230 dust bunnies, we're going to buy all sorts of things. There's just never enough dirt in the world. But I suspect this is one of those games where you need to prestige a lot to get to where you're going, so we're going to go for it. We're not here to think, we're here to suck. So now we have new locations, managers, dust merchant. Basically a lot of good stuff, like yield 100% more common and dust and dirt. So we're going to get one of those for sure, because that's doubling our income already. Plus we're also going to increase our prestige, so when we're ready to do that again, it pays for itself. Then we're going to get dust merchant, so we sell our things for 10% more. New levels don't matter yet. Bargaining skills is where decrease the price on dust upgrades by 1%. Not huge, but I'll take it. Then I'll just see you guys in a bit. I'll be here sucking for a while. Now it doesn't take me long at all to save up over 300 combined resources, which I can then sell for $650. That means I can make the Roombas bigger, I can make them faster, I can give them a better electric motor, I can make them have a bigger sucky angle, so they're at a 42-degree angle, and then their electric motor gets bigger again, so they're suckier than ever. And given that I already have 4 of them, they actually cover the whole map pretty good. You know what? I like these little suckers. We've made 1,000 of both resources. So I'm going to reward them by selling everything I have for $3,300 and putting it straight back into them. We're definitely going to make them bigger by a little bit. We're going to make them work a lot quicker, and their range and sucky power going way up. Now I'll just let them go back to work for another few hours. I remembered that I was feeling really impatient, so I bought what's called the Enthusiast Pack. That gave us some perks including 200 gold coins. And those are good for things like particle multipliers. And prestige coins. We like prestige coins a lot, but we do like particle multipliers and lump multipliers. On top of all that, this is what we've got. 100% dust multiplier, 100% prestige tokens, 50% offline time, all the good stuff. So now we're going to get really rich really quickly because I've made almost 2,000 particles now while I was sitting there doing not much of anything. So that definitely means we can afford a few more upgrades that we wouldn't have before. And by the time we're done spending our resources, we've already made another 750 of the other one. And then we're going to go ahead and sell all of our resources at this point, $8,300. And that's good news for our helpers. They're a lot bigger and better again, and they're already doing a pretty good job of sucking it all up. And I didn't really realize before that you could just straight up buy golden coins, so we can just spend money to get upgrades. One of the ones I really wanted was precision vacuums. Now if I prestige, I still have the same vacuum. And then I'm going to spend a lot of money on the particle multiplier because that's going to give me a lot for everything I suck up. So now when I go around vacuuming, I'm going to make even more money. Before it was hard to save up 100, now we're saving up thousands pretty quickly. 5,000 dust and darts later, we're ready for some upgrades. We did big upgrades to the amount of particles spawning and reduced the amount we needed to get one currency. And that shows because we've already made another 2,000 resources back. Our next Roombas cost 5,000 dirt and 5,000 dust each, so we're going to go ahead and buy them because we're rich. Now we have 6 happy little helpers that are going to make us a fortune. Since these little idiots are doing such a good job, I'm going to let them sit here and suck for the next 12 hours. I spent all the resources I could increasing the spawn rate of dirt and dust, so they've got lots to work with. Many hours later, we're millionaire in dirt. 630,000 dust, 1.25 million dirts. And we're going to use that to increase all of our spawn rates. I already have max level elixir of growth actually. That happened faster than I thought, but the more we put these down, the more stuff's going to spawn, the more resources we're going to make. They definitely get very expensive quickly. They're already costing $250,000 each, but we're going to get higher spawn rate now. We're going to make these back very fast. And since I still have 200,000 combined resources at this point, I might as well just sell them all. Because then we could be almost a millionaire with real money. Anyways, we should also buy the other ones to make them suckier. Gonna try and do this somewhat even, either at max size so they're bigger than ever. And we're gonna go like that, and now we have giant things with unstoppable sucking power. So we can just let them go for a few minutes at the newfound sucking power and spawn rates to see what kind of resources we get. It's been 10 minutes, we made about 15,000 resources each. I've determined that's not nearly good enough. Luckily, if we prestige now, we'll get 11,500 those things. But then again, if I buy the expert pack, we're going to get 200% prestige tokens, plus all these other things that probably help a lot. That gave me a whole bunch of helpful stuff. It also turned up the rate at which we're collecting resources by quite a margin, so once we prestige, it's going to go up even more. I like how I can just make my Roombas do all the work and then I can pay to make them even better. So now if I prestige, I'll get 23,000 tokens, we're going to do it. Because now I can easily afford things like locations, those cost 20. We've got like 25,000. We'll unlock managers, shop bots is a bit expensive, so we'll wait on that. Dirt and dust duplicators are definitely something we're going to buy a lot of because that puts their bonus up by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of percents. I'm going to push them up so they have 1,000% bonus already. Now I definitely need to be sure that we're not wasting money. I'm going to bring everything up to they cost about $100 each with the exception of things that cost a lot more, but we've actually already run out of things to buy, so we're just going to work our way down the list. I didn't realize you also have to buy the new locations, so we'll just go ahead and buy those. We won't go there yet because I want dirt. Okay, I've made 2,000 dust bunnies in the background of the menu, so I'm going to sell this all for apparently for $30,000 because we're a better salesman now. Then I could probably just go ahead and start buying everything very quickly because even as I'm doing this and moving through the menu, we're going to make a lot. Like I'm earning more than I'm spending just by maneuvering in the background. But I definitely also need to do the same with the dirt stuff. We'll make just as much in the background, if not more, and we're going to buy the Roombas. And since I initially sold all my stuff for 30 grand, we might as well start upgrading the Roombas a whole lot. And they, in return, will make me an absolutely stupid amount of resources. So I'm going to upgrade everything till they cost more than $1,000. And we've also unlocked the sand for the first time. I need to go to a new level to use it, so for now we're going to focus on dust bunnies. We're going to get rich here. I also forgot that I've unlocked managers, so we can actually hire one for free. Apparently it's a high school 1 to 3 star manager. Her name is Deborah. She's a 1 star. We're going to put her here. We're maybe going to hire more of those because then we can put him here as well. They're not great, but I think they will work in the background so I can go to a new level. And this is the new level. Now we can mine sand, which we're probably going to call gold because that's easier for me to remember. We're vacuuming up gold. We still mine dust here. We just don't get any more dirt, and I'm okay with that. Also, I didn't realize the Dust Assassin is only $10,000, so if we go ahead and sell right now, we can actually make like millions of dollars. So we're going to sell this for $1 million, and then we're going to get ourselves a new vacuum, Dust Assassin. And then we also need to unlock more Roombas, but also we need to definitely upgrade all the gold spawn rates. And these are so cheap to buy at the beginning, it's almost a joke. But we also have a lot of multipliers going, so it all feels stupidly easy. To buy the next vacuum, we need to unlock grass pollen. I'm going to unlock grass pollen just for the sake of doing that. That's only 2,200 gold things. We should make that in no time. Then I should probably spend some of my $1 million upgrading these guys again. Because let's face it, they're really the breadwinners here. They're the ones doing all the work where I just sit back and watch. And we're definitely getting a lot of gold spawning at this point. This floor is also nicer to look at than the last one. It's more even. I've also added several managers to this area. I'm not sure if that matters. But we quickly saved up 3,000 gold so we can buy grass pollen. I don't really want grass pollen because there's nothing that exciting there. What I wanted was a dust eliminator. We just need $1 million. But if I sell my common dust, I'll get $5 million. That'll probably cover it. Dust eliminator, $1 million. Now we're taking a lot of this stuff. We're actually leaving it pretty clean behind us for once. I'm also going to buy my idiot some help because I don't really know what else to spend my money on anyway, but between all of us, we're taking care of everything. So I'm just going to keep increasing the gold spawn because that's only going to serve to help us in a big way. I do also have time warps I can use. Like I have 8 of these to take me through 30 minutes. I'm going to see if that actually really gives us, yeah, that actually made a difference. 220 of those, 3,400 of those, 65 green ones even. I should probably install some managers where the green things go because I think they're going to be working up over there. I can also upgrade Deborah because I got 3 of them. They're kind of like Pokemon, so we're going to upgrade Deborah to I don't know what, Carol apparently. Carol's going to work at the green yard. To unlock the next vacuum, I'm going to need millions of dollars, but I'm also going to need 11,000 green things. But I'm also going to make the green things spawn more because I'm sure someone's busy over there working on that stuff. We're also going to go visit Greenland here, and then we're going to be able to start harvesting the green stuff ourselves. It's hard to see against a green background, but we're actually getting quite a lot of it. I also bought my army of Roombas with me to make it a little easier. And from there, it's just a matter of good old-fashioned sucking everything up. These guys won't have as many multipliers because I never prestige with them unlocked, so I haven't gotten as many multipliers for these as I would have liked. Didn't take long at all to save up over 1,000 green things. The other resources in the background are just ticking away. This is wonderful. We can even buy another Roomba. We have so many at this point. I think they're getting a bit redundant because they're pretty much sucking up everything anyway. So I basically just need to sit in this menu. When something pops up green, I click on it. I stepped away for 1 minute. We have 102,000 green things and 140,000 gold. So naturally we're going to need another Roomba. I'm not really sure why at this point, but we have another Roomba. Then I'm going to upgrade the spawn rate of green. In fact, I'm going to spend millions of resources just simply upgrading everything. Now if we were to wait for say another 12 hours, this is what we would get. 4 million dust, 1.2 million dirt, 250,000 gold, and 63,000 greens. And then if we turn that into money, look at it all, $160 million. So I guess our Roombas are going to get a little bit of an upgrade because that's a lot of money. We've even maxed out several of their stats at this point. We're buying $40 million upgrades for them. Look at them go now, hungry little Roombas. Now that I've created this mighty empire, it's time to prestige again for 175,000 that is. Which was a little bit of a painful choice, but given our multipliers now, we're going to make it back in way further in no time at all. Especially because all of our multipliers are up again and I still have 150,000 left to use. And I'm going to be smart this time and buy extra locations. Then I'm going to have upgrades automatically by themselves. That's just going to help me sit here and vacuum. Then we'll just slowly make more and more and more. And then I'm going to turn all the multipliers up one more time. That's getting really expensive, so we'll do it one more time for 45,000. And there we go. By the time I'm even done in the menu, we made 3,300 dust bunnies, so we're going to skip ahead to where we left off. I also didn't realize I could have been getting 4-star level managers this entire time, so you get like multi-multiplier times 100% from using this guy. So now our multipliers and stuff are even bigger, and while I was doing that in the background, I made 100,000 dust bunnies. Okay, jumping ahead to where we left off, I have enough green stuff to buy the road dust, which also unlocks the eradicator. We just need $10 million to get it, which is easy as selling the dirt for $22 million. So now we have an incredibly powerful vacuum that could probably end life in the universe as we know it. Look at all this stuff it sucks in. I just have to walk in little circles now to get it all. Plus, we are on the road now. We're cleaning the road. We get gold and road dust. The resources are obviously getting super valuable at this point because for each road dust I get $655. So when I sell it all, $12 million. Which gets a few more upgrades for our Roomba, but they're getting pricey. But they are doing a lot of the work because if I sit here for now 12 hours, this is what we get. So let's do a full 24 hours on top of that, 41,000 road dust. That's actually a lot because it's enough to unlock sawdust, which means we can get the gravity blackout for $100 million. It's an even better vacuum. Maybe 24 hours is enough to get us there because look at all the resources. Yeah, even just for the common dust, it's $900 million. Actually, this one's 6.2 billion. We're billionaires in dust. So the gravity backpack is actually pretty cheap at this point. But we have even more power now, even to suck up the heavy road dust. Yeah, there's no chance at all of anything surviving. We're like a black hole. I guess we spend our billions of dollars on our Roomba helpers, because those certainly aren't going to hurt anything. Pretty soon they're going to be at max level. Hundreds of millions of dollars per upgrade. Yeah, even into the billions of dollars per upgrade. Look at them go. They're just going along, sucking everything up. I don't have to work anymore. And the upgrades now are paying for themselves so stupidly quick that I can even buy $1 million upgrades like they're nothing. So let's skip 24 hours now to see what we get. There you go, big resources. Then we spend those on upgrades. Then we go through another 24 hours and get even more. And repeat that process 3 more times for 3 full more days. And by the last day, this is what we get for waiting 24 hours, which we can sell in its entirety for $24 billion. And then we just sit back and let the game run for 10 years and then see what happens. But we've already played through many weeks to get to this point, so I'm pretty satisfied with this result.